This content is comprised of sworn statements during a trial and may contain material that some individuals may find offensive or inappropriate. Viewer discretion is advised. It might include graphic imagery, language, or themes of a sexual nature, including those depicting underage individuals that could be unsettling.
FBI, open up!
You forgot them shooting a doggo. Oh, wait, that's the ATF.
That's the ATF.
Too soon.
I couldn't help it. I had to break it up a little bit. But yes, there will probably be some disturbing stuff. And if you're easily disturbed by this kind of stuff, then just, you know what to do. You can always come back tomorrow morning whenever I play different disturbing things. It may not be as disturbing.
There's always levels of disturbing on the interwebs. Just pick your level.
Yeah, just pick what you want. Hey, Farrell, good to see you. I think I sent you a link if you need it, and I'll send you one for tomorrow morning in case you're able to. And oh, that was me. Huh. Hey, Shizzy. Of course, he should always just be Shizzy's intro. Should always be. I don't know if I just have an intro, really. Except for the FBI open up, just shit getting broken.
I mean, it's
Hey,
fine.
Jess, Rubery, good to see you. Glad you could make it. And Farrell just pulled into the driveway. She'll be on in just a few. Awesome.
Woohoo.
That's great. That is really good. So I did get Veilhammer Media's updated version of it, so the audio might be a little bit better.
Dear.
Hopefully the clicking of the keyboard is not as bad. It's still, I think, is pretty bad because it goes constantly throughout the interview because I think they know how to type more than they know how to investigate.
I just need little smart-ass subtitles like, your layover in Dallas will be delayed by 4 hours, but your baggage will be updated by 4 a.m. and you will get the chicken-like meal.
What is? I think I have some banners. That's what he's typing in there. Right there is,
He's just updating his LinkedIn profile. He's like, I'm not a really good investigator.
That's all he's doing. He's letting everybody know what's going on.
He's like, he's like, is she still talking?
Yeah, it's insane. So yeah,
about we do stuff and things.
We have stuff like this, and may not see trash right away. Just like I'll have like link trees and that, and then of course there you go. That right there will get you. I'll get you a timeout, and if my mods continue to see being an ass on here, just know that my mods will remove you, and I'll stand by it. So, because my mods, they're my mods are very tolerant to a lot of shit. They really are, and I they will not tolerate that kind of garbage that some of these people have been pulling over the past couple of days. So,
yeah,
word of warning.
I don't know what January just. Like I said, January is carb loading for some kind of show marathon in February, and I am like, could we just get a post-it note of forthcoming show because you are carb loading a lot.
Well, and you're wondering why they're video and audio recording. Why the hell do they need to type so much? Okay, the reason they're typing so much is they're completing their report at the time that they're typing. As she's making those communications, they're typing things out to the best of her knowledge. So they can also leave out certain things like the so that this whole 2 hours and 42 minutes, which is probably longer than that because there was some stuff removed to protect the innocent child. There's or like, and he also sped things up in this video. David did, because there were just big spots where they were off talking with AO. So there would be just these big long breaks in there. If they type it out, it's a little bit more easier to digest, and then she can also sign that as a written statement or
Yeah.
as a statement. So that's why there's so much typing. More
Well,
investigation
I
would be
mean,
needed, but yeah, go ahead.
how are they going to go to Denny's and get a grand slam after this in the morning with, the case well done and their good boy points if they don't have the report already done?
The happy cakes. That's what they need, is happy cakes at Denny's or IHOP or wherever it is that these guys are going. Waffle House. I don't know. I mean, there's
Why would you go to Waffle House in the morning when the drunks aren't there? Then it's just
well,
normal people.
drunks are there all the time, and that's
Oh,
and we're not even getting into the customers yet.
to be fair, I'd have to be drunk to work at Waffle House. It's a whole lot people-y, and
Yeah,
I'd need to be a whole lot enhanced.
I saw. I think it was a Twitter post that someone had done, and they were talking about, yeah, these two ladies were just like nodding off on heroin while at a cash register at a gas station. Like they
Well,
were just like, one of them was like right in the middle of like ringing somebody up. I was like, oh, that's a little rough. All right, well, with much more ado here we go. More Sadie Beachhead beach ball something. Yeah, her.
I have it right here, actually. Friday, the 8th. I said, you want me to drop off the kids? He's like, no, not home. And then he said, what time do you need to be gone? And I'm like, I was just going to drop off the water lily by my brother.
Oh, geez, she talks really fast. I wasn't ready for that. Okay.
I know,
Here we go.
because she was
Not a big
talking
deal.
kind of slow.
I thought she was talking slow, but then whenever she started talking, it
Well,
was just like, I was like, oh, geez.
or yeah.
Sadie, yes.
So,
So this
kids
is
were
where she's
asking where you
reading her
were, so I just
text.
thought I'd offer to bring.
So this is where she's reading her texts off that are on her phone. Okay. Now, if she's reading text that she's maybe got screen grabbed, which I understand that she's in the middle of a divorce and trying to get child custody. I understand why she's doing that. But it looks to me like she's scrolling up through all these texts and not pictures. And there'll be at some point that she starts like messaging somebody, but I don't think she's texting them. I think she's messaging them on, like, some sort of other app. That's my
See,
suspicion.
yeah, and I again, my thing, and I think you and I both have this issue that again, she's the first person at the scene. She hasn't expressed any, like, hey, I know we've been sitting here talking a lot about my ex who really has nothing to do with this, piles of blood that we found in this old dude's apartment. But whatever happened to old dude now that I've been sitting here talking about my ex for a long time, like you're my girlfriend?
Yeah, she's here. She's been here for 36 minutes at this point and has not mentioned once asked about him. And it's not until probably about another hour before she actually really starts to give a shit about that.
And she's, again, and just conversationally, if you have been in a controlling relationship, if you have been in, a semi-abusive relationship or whatever, this is not the kind of, I mean, you know, okay, here's the text where I texted that I was leaving and I gave the time here. And then here's the text where I have to text that I got to the store. And here's the text when I'm leaving the store. And uh I have deleted texts, but that's because I talked to my mom and I don't want him to know. I actually
Yeah.
use a different app. Please don't tell him that I use that app. This won't get sent to someone else. Like, you don't tell him what I tell you here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this would be the kind of personality I would think you would, if you were
Scared.
in that kind of relationship, that you would be portraying, again, if he's controlling, if he wants to know where she is at all times, you know, I have to take a picture of the odometer to make sure that I only went the miles to this store. I have to account for, you know, the amount of gas that I put in the car versus how many miles were actually driven. I mean,
Right.
not that I know from experience, but this is the kind of bullshit that you have to deal with.
Oh yeah. Like they want to know
So,
everything about you. Well,
but
let's see
no,
what she
Sadie,
had.
please explain to you to me how abused you were.
Yeah. Oh, Sadie. See, I saved this so I wouldn't run into this problem, and still I'm
The
running into this
computer is
problem.
saving us from Sadie. They're like, no, for your mental health.
Oh, jeez Louise. Come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Nope. It's going to lock up on me, isn't it? Am I freezing up too?
No, you're actually still moving and doing all the things.
Okay. It's acting really funky. Yeah, there we go. This is what I deal with on a crappy laptop. Okay, here's what we'll do. I think I had
That's
better
okay.
luck whenever I was back at on the other thing. Okay.
My husband and my oldest are watching the big giant swords guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know that he got divorced. And now he's using a lapel mic, and I made the joke as I was walking by. I was like, "Oh, I guess the wife got the mic."
Oh, it's hilarious.
And I was giggling my ass off, and my husband said, "That's not funny."
It is very funny.
I was like, "It's a lapel mic. Put it on your shirt. Don't hold it like this, you numpty."
Yes.
At night. Yeah, because he had to go to dinner and he wasn't going to be home yet. And the original plan was to drop the kids off at like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Okay.
And then, so then that was the same.
I was trying to be
So it
good. We
was
had new
about-
people in there.
Let's see,
Couldn't
dropped
even
the
know
kids
I
off
was all full of
at-
the isms and the phobias.
Oh,
Okay.
well, it's not all about that. It really is.
Friday,
It's not all about that. There's more to Mo than just meets her mouth.
And then he said, "What time do you need to be gone?" And I'm like, "I was just going to drop off the water lily by my
Some of
brother.
it's the
Not a
eyebrows.
big deal."
Yes.
Kids were asking where you were, so I just thought I'd offer to bring them. So then I dropped off the kids. So 7:15.
Okay.
7:15. I left.
7:15. She left.
Oh, no. 7:15, I said, "Got to get the lily out of the pond and load it and then to you." Then at 7:18, he's like, "You're super excited." Not asking what's happening after that flower, but your frequency changed to less tired. And then I just said, "I'm less than excited about getting ponds come on me." I said, "We'll be there soon." And then I got there. So it would have been about 8:53 or
What is she talking
8:30 I
about
got there.
frequency?
She's talking about
Then he said, "What time?"
she's talking about she's
They're
going to
texting.
pickups. Yeah. They're like constantly texting back and forth. Like they're in each other's shit. It didn't even.
My God,
It didn't even sound good.
Zach, don't. Why?
I can't help it.
Eh,
Yeah. Run away, Zach.
Yeah, Zach. She was throwing
Yes.
all of the red flags. Let her run away with Rudy.
Rudy, go home. You little bastard. It's going to give me a hard time, isn't it? See, I'm so frustrated with this. All right, all you folks that might be over there on Kick, I welcome you to hang out on Kick and chat over there, but I'm dropping you. And let's see. I mean, you're
I know that you said
over
it's
It's like 7:30-ish.
I think that might be what's causing his Kick, because it's using up a lot of bandwidth.
So
Oh,
at night. Yeah, because he had to go to dinner and he wasn't going to be home yet. And the original plan was to drop the kids off at like 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Okay.
so
Um,
is she chicken necking
and then,
too?
You see what?
You know, the
she what?
chicken necking, the bobble heading, you know, and he wasn't going to be home. And oh my God.
I mean, he wasn't going to be home.
So then,
Yeah.
that was his name.
All the
So it
annoying
was
things that
about-
bother me wrapped up
Mm.
into
Drop the
one
kids off at
meat bag.
One hose.
Beast.
Hose beast, yes. Thank you. Conspiracy and interruptions, find out why.
Yeah, I have it right here actually.
Russia.
Friday. I said, you want me to drop off the kids? He's like, no, not home. And then he said, what time do you need to be gone?
It's ridiculous.
And I'm like, I was just going to drop off the water lily by my brother. Not a big deal.
Side
Kids
note,
were
does
asking where you
Sadie
were,
know
so I just thought I'd
voodoo?
offer to bring
Internet
them.
voodoo?
So then I dropped off the kids.
No.
So 7:15.
It's not that. It's they're saying that there's heavy traffic in the area. I'm just like, heavy internet traffic. I'm like, I got gig up and gigged out, and I checked my speed before I started. Hello, Farrell. You know, it is so
Hello.
good to see you.
You too.
Nice
My
It really
shit was
is.
being all weird, so it took me a minute.
Yeah, everything's being weird tonight. It's like all I want to do is just
Fist yourself, you fucking idiot!
sorry. That fills my
You
fills
know,
the spot
whenever
right
I
there.
have a Mo moment, I'll just remember that Nick apparently has just made a lifetime of having Mo
Mo
moments.
moments. You know, and I did find
7:15. I left.
Waldo. I'll show you a picture of it later.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, no. 7:15, I said, got to get the lily out of the pond. And
Yeah, we know about your lily in the pond. Yeah, here's where I found Waldo.
That bottom surgery didn't
Oh,
do him very
Shizzy.
good.
Oh boy.
loaded and then to you. Then at 7:18, he's like, you're super excited. Not asking what's happening after that flower, but your frequency changed to less tighter.
Okay. I love it. Maybe if I lowered the video quality. No, its quality is at 360p.
And then I just said, I'm
Try restarting it. Might do it.
I might have to restart the whole damn computer. See if that doesn't fix it. That's what I'll do. I'll restart. You guys hang here for a second. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. So, Farrell, how was the B-Day?
The what day? The facial day?
Yes.
It was fantastic. I totally fell asleep on her.
Hey, sounds good.
Yeah, it was awesome. She did the dermablation, whatever it's called, with like the little
Oh.
scraper razory thing. Takes off like all your
Fun.
dead skin and like peach fuzzy stuff. Oh man, my
Cool.
face is smooth as a baby's butt right now.
I'm very jealous.
She's like, "Do you want me to?" My one girlfriend goes to her too, and that's what she did a deal. Like it was, if you referred somebody, you both got 10% off. I'm like, hell, might as well go, right? And she's like, she usually gets it, da da da. And I'm like, I'll go for it. I don't care. You tell me what I need, lady. You're the one that like knows
Yeah.
the things.
Yeah, I
So
have no
glad I
idea what I'm
did.
supposed to be doing with this.
Right? I don't, girl.
I know. I keep wanting to find someone to help me with makeup, but I don't want to go to a
Right?
Sephora because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a whole lot peoply, a whole lot perfumey, and a whole lot teen girly.
And a whole lot of money. Holy.
Yeah. I'm like, look, I just want my winged eyebrow or my winged, well, not my winged eyebrows, but my winged eyeliner to
Right?
at least be like sisters that fight, not
Yep.
distant cousins. Cause
I will
one's a bit uppity and one's a bit down country, and it just never quite works.
No ma'am, Eris. That will not be happening. Oh, you aren't touching my feet. I know. I don't know how to make up either, so I could be talking into doing some eyelashes though. They do those there. I'm like, I should have asked her what is it, stripper lashes Jamie gets? Do you guys have the stripper lashes?
Do you have the ones that'll make my eyes flutter in the wind?
Oh yeah. Do you do cumbrellas?
When I'm queen of the world, they have to, instead of lash places, that's how they have to market themselves from now on. Just for
Listen,
my amusement.
Eris, this might be like a weekly thing for the facial. That was actually kind of great. So now I know why my friend goes every week. There you go, Wolfie.
There you go. Yes.
But that's Jamie's name. We have to do a Cumbrella fund.
Yes. There must always be that.
Then Jamie and I can really talk about our cycles with Baker.
I felt so bad. He had new people, and I
Right?
guess I didn't realize they didn't realize what Stabby Day was, so I pulled out the Reese's carts, and you'd have thought I was showing full on Red Shoe Diaries softcore, prawn. It was. They
I
were
had a
like, "Can
whole
we put
bag
the
of them this morning. I also
we
have a
take the
toddler,
nuts
so now I don't
sacks
have them
off the
anymore.
And I was like, okay, sorry." Like, okay.
He has the market cornered, huh? Well, maybe I'll just go get my brows done then. I know, it's just you and Wolfie.
Oh, well, I got my new camera in, and so my tech support, my husband has to put it together.
Nice. I need to get another one. I'm gonna buy another camera for my machine so I can stream both because my laptop camera stinks. So
All right. Let's see if this doesn't take care of our problem here, because that was really aggravating. And I restarted my computer, and then everything just did not want to start back up again. I was like, all right, it's probably the computer, not the interwebs. All right, here we go. Back to it.
I said, we'll be there soon. And then I got there. So it would have been about 8:53 or 8:30 I got there.
I'm gonna start taking off clothes.
Then he said, what time are you bringing the kids?
oh, all right.
And that was at 9 o'clock.
I didn't know it was that kind of show.
Because I'm like,
Get your
"You got
Aldi's
the kids.
quarters
Why
ready."
would I?" And he said, and I said, you mean bring them home? And he said, wrong person, sorry. So I think that was he's trying to say like he's got somebody.
He's trying, or he is.
Oh, sorry, I was texting the wrong person.
I hope she
Stop.
comes to
And
visit
then he
us
had
in
too
chat.
much makeup perfume for Charles, which is my
Oh,
brother.
she does too.
Angry about pond water, had a
Oh,
jacket hiding in the back.
I
of
have
the
words
car.
for her.
A jacket, I had my camo jacket on. which is on
Friberto,
actually.
don't you?
Premonitions don't make me psychic.
Well, and here's the thing. I welcome her to join. She can hit me up on Twitter and I will send her a link and she's welcome to come on. And
Right.
and it'll be very peaceful because I have questions.
Okay,
As
I'll have to leave then.
and I will be
She can have my spot.
I will be kind, and everybody else in chat, I would expect them to be absolutely, as nice as possible, as nice as humanly possible, and ask questions.
I could be kind, but I would have to leave because my face would not be.
Well, you could just move your face from, there.
Yeah, I'd have to remove my face.
I would have to do this actually.
If I happen to say sure, Jan, a lot, or sure, Sadie.
Oh, I've got a new one. It's for Baker. I'll show it to you. I think I showed it to you the other night. I pulled up I'll show you guys later.
Freiberg.
Called me Zachariah when she feels good. And then the next text was denim shirt, ... Kenosha. And that was at 10:42. And I was on my way out to Kenosha. So then I was like, why? How does he even know? So when I got to Rosalia's, I had a feeling.
Did you have an Apple phone, ma'am, and he had an Apple phone? You can do Find My Phone. It's not like he has to be a damn detective. My tech-tarded ass can do it.
And I just had a weird feeling, and I'm like, I'm going to check. So I searched underneath my car seat, or my car, I searched on the floor and whatnot, and I lifted up the car seat. Behind me is the passenger, or the driver's side. Behind me is the car seat, and the third burner phone that I don't ever really see, but it has the service on it, was on in a password locked position, on upside down like this, flat underneath the car seat. And I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. I couldn't open it up.
The detective is like, yes.
I was. And then, so I shut the phone on, and I came in and I told Rosario about it. I'm like, look, I found this phone. He's like, you gotta be kidding me. He's like, what is going on? He's like, this dude. He's like, what is up? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I wish you would just leave me alone. This is, going too far. When I found the other phone, I looked through it. I took a picture.
Wait a minute.
Took a picture.
And
okay, pause it.
You had an Amazon account. Okay.
Other phone.
Okay, so Zach is a super secret stalker guy who leaves a burner phone, and the password is the same one that he uses on the regular phone, so she can find his Amazon account.
Of course.
I know there's so much. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place.
Oh my
but I'm
God.
just trying to tell you what I got.
This is
here.
just dumb enough to be real life.
And
So then I took a picture.
it's not like their daughter is not a phone thief.
Yeah. But here's what happened, and Zach explained exactly what happened. Was I guess whenever I was pulling out one of the twins, my phone fell out, and I was looking for it. I couldn't find it, and whenever I did find it, I asked her for it back. I mean,
yeah, he had them ping the phone. If you're stalking somebody with your phone, why are you going to call them and ask them if they have it because you've had it pinged and now you know that it's in Kenosha?
Yeah. It's in Kenosha. Generally where it's at. It's like, can you go out there and look like in the front yard? Maybe it fell out of my pocket when I was picking up the twins, or maybe it fell out in the car.
Dumber.
But here's, she's saying she took a picture of what his Amazon, what he was shopping for Amazon. He was getting like tracking devices. If he's in construction of any sort, this is something that you do because you want to keep track of your like toolboxes, equipment. If you've got things that are easily accessible that you leave outside quite often, why not get just a little air tracker? And if it ever goes up missing, you can just search for it.
I believe Saul said somebody had told him to get them for something like a toolbox or something like that because he was working with other people too. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I bet you have more fingers than that amount of times Rosalia will come up in this video.
Right.
And that's talking about a one-armed man.
Wow. You went for
Because then I
being
started
fast
freaking out
asleep.
that he had put a tracking device on my car or maybe on Rosalio's car.
Why are you freaking out? If it's in his shopping cart or on his wish list, it doesn't mean that he has it yet. I've got tons of stuff on my wish list. I've got
No,
I
it
know.
was the delivery thing I think that she took a picture of. So he
Okay,
did
so-
have them, but they
he
were
did
still in
have
the
them.
freaking box at his
They
house.
weren't even opened. So she's
Yeah.
freaking out for no reason. Okay, but why would she be thinking that he's going after Rosalio's car?
Right?
Because she's a dumb heifer. I
Oh.
mean,
She thinks she's the prize.
again, she's got main character syndrome. I mean,
Mm.
this has
Main
all been
character
about her. Everyone wants her. Everyone needs her. You
Yep.
know, it's for the ugh.
And not only did
Everybody
Zach have a
wants you.
girlfriend, but so did Rosalio. At least 2 other ones.
At least he had
Yeah.
a different girl for every night of the week. He was a
Yeah.
playboy. You know, drugs are good like that. If you've got some
Yeah,
drugs,
they will
Oh,
get you
I
the
was gonna-
girls.
the
Ah,
man, I knew this girl that she was so into the coke stuff that she would go to different bars and she had different hookups, and she was, you know, cute little 96-pound, you know, just cutie. Okay. So she would show up and one of her friends would, you know, a little bit for the drugs so they could go both get high because her friend didn't care. It was
Have
just
you
like,
met
sure, I'll do
Lock-Hong
that.
yet?
No, I
Shizzy,
haven't
have you
met
met
Lock-Hong.
Lock-Hong yet?
Nice to meet you, Lock-Hong.
He knows lots and lots about this trial too and
Awesome.
stuff. He was with us in Crime Spies when she did the trial and stuff. He knows a lot of stuff.
Yes. Yes. And did the police testify that no trackers were found on the vehicle? Yes. Not even marks.
was the defense able
No
to bring
evidence
up the
presented.
fact that Zach was in construction and people often
Yes.
buy these tags in
I
order
don't remember
to
if they
keep
said
track
that, but
of
like it was
tools?
brought in that he was doing construction stuff.
Well, shit, I worked at a Honda dealership and I had a tracker for my box.
I don't think that they would be able to do that because that would be speculation. Like it would have Zach would have had to take the stand, I think, for him to say, I bought them for my toolboxes or whatever. I think to ask anybody else would have just been speculation.
Right. Yeah, but see, this is what the prosecution will do is they'll bring up all this stuff as a way to get you up there to explain the reason behind doing something. It's absolutely ridiculous the way that he was lambasted on this, and all because of what she said. Because of this is why they started seeking out Zach. What annoys me the most about it is they never even suspected her, yet she was concerned, and so much that she contacted the police and she's freaking out thinking that he's dead. I mean, why does your mind go to that? Maybe your mind should go to maybe he killed somebody there. I mean, that would be my first thought if, there's a big burly gangbanger there, I might be a little bit suspicious that he killed somebody.
And where, like, she doesn't act concerned about the man at all.
No. Why should she? She's only been with him a few times.
Did she know that he was involved in illegal stuff? I mean, I know
Yes.
there were allusions to.
Oh no,
her being
even
involved in-
Zach knew she was.
Okay.
Well, that was part of the thing with Zach looking into him because he was going to be around his children and he had been in trouble for things.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, because Zach had his CCAP. That's the file he had on him was all stuff from CCAP and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
That he kept on. So Zach, that's my thing with Zach is supposed to be this fantastic. He covered up this whole crap. He didn't leave a drop of his DNA anywhere. All that, he's just this mastermind. But he leaves a file on the desktop of his computer with the man's name on it.
Yeah.
But you're just this mastermind unaliver? Okay.
Okay. Yeah, let's.
Yeah, it's and yes, someone could have taken the stand and he wanted to, and honestly, I don't think it would have made a damn bit of difference.
No, the minute that OA said that, it was over.
Yeah.
They should have asked for a mistrial. They should have at least asked. Whether Judge Schroeder would have done it was another thing, but they should have asked.
I mean, every single bit of this. I mean, this interview, everything. This just.
Or something.
They should have showed this
So then
interview.
when I found this too,
Yeah.
I told his
They
daughter, I'm
couldn't.
like,
Because
I told
her,
Mr. Tracker,
why?
I'm like,
Because it would be hearsay.
She was on the stand.
Doesn't matter. It would still be hearsay.
Ask her the question about. Ask her about how much she, when they were asking her how much she saw in that apartment. Then play the part where she's in here talking about how much she saw in that apartment that day.
Wouldn't matter. It'd be hearsay.
In.
It's still hearsay. David brought this up. You can't admit this as evidence. Her interview with the police.
The detectives why they didn't ask the first person on the scene any damn questions?
Yeah.
They did. They did.
How long have you known Rosalio? And then she went into an hour-long thing about Zach.
You're not allowed to. There's certain things that you're not allowed to do, and that's. Yeah, they Judge Schroeder shut him down on that.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like, he's dragging me down. You know, like he was very kind of passive about it. Like, you know, I don't know what to do about this dude, but you know.
Well, and you know, the whole time that I've watched this interview, and you know, this will be like the second time that I'm going through it. There was something that seemed very off to me, and I couldn't put my finger on it until the second time that I started watching this. And the way that she acts seems more likely that she knows something about what happened than not. That's just the appearance that I get from it.
Yeah, I never thought that she was involved until I saw this. Oh, we lost Shizzy.
Oh, I think she knows something. I don't know that I could see her being able to physicality,
and you saying you only had a glance in there, yet you know everything about where everything was placed. So that makes me suspicious right there.
Yeah, she says a lot.
Keep an eye out, but he didn't seem like he was too afraid. You know what I mean? Like, 1 second. I'm gonna see.
Yes, you use videos of police interviews all the time in trial, but only of the suspect. She is not a suspect. She's a witness.
She should have been.
Yes, she should have been a suspect. Yeah. Oh, that was a beautiful look where it paused because your face is all blurred like a demon.
Pause.
Like I obviously don't know that she did something.
Interdimensional demons.
Right.
But I didn't even entertain the idea until I saw this.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that she took the opportunity to point the finger at Zach because she hates him because of she wants custody of the kids. But
that's what I thought too.
Now after watching this, I've decided, maybe she does know more than I thought she did.
It's very calculated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's very confident until she brings her daughter in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. OA is the boss.
No, she's not.
The way that she talks to her mother.
Yeah, I've met children like this because the mother doesn't know how to handle them and they want to be their best friend. That's the impression I get.
Yeah. Well, and she's playing mom and dad off of each other all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And yeah, she's too ignorant to know any better. Because it's all about her. Everything's about her.
I don't, I'm just very sick.
When was that purchase?
April. I thought it was kind of odd that he would have maybe have had it by the 24th, because I looked at that date and like,
So this is weird.
I don't, I'm just very sick.
When was that purchase?
April.
I'm worried
I
it's
thought it
sick,
was
and
kind
then
of
she,
odd that he would have maybe have had it by the 24th, because I looked
Okay.
at that date and
that's weird. I'm
I'm
worried
worried
sick.
sick. Flat
then she goes-
affect.
Yeah, I'm worried sick, rubs her eyes, and it's like, oh, I know that the 24th, and she's mumbling, and it's really hard. Maybe I should bring up the closed captioning because that might help. Okay, because that was just weird. I'm just very sick. Okay, all right, here we go.
I'm just very
Okay, so this is also her
And she's
second
not making
interview.
eye contact.
Yeah, this is also her second interview.
sick.
When was that purchase?
April. I thought it was kind of odd that he would have maybe have had it by the 24th, because I looked at that date and like, what,
Oh, that's
Tuesday,
the
April
tracker.
21st was estimated delivery date, Tuesday, April 21st by 8 p.m. So he
Okay.
had it before the 24th of April, right? Her birthday.
As a mom, and you didn't know about a relationship?
Oh, no, he knew about it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You just figured out his name on that day, right?
So that was the other thing. So then the day that he told me that, and we had a big fight outside about it the day after birthday when she left, and that was the thing. And I said, just to be honest with you, I said, I saw your car here. I know you were here. And then he's like, yeah, I did. I was here and I saw you in, he did.
And this was at the birthday party.
This was after.
He saw Mama kissing Santa Claus. It was at the burp party. I like that. I want to go to the
God
burp
bless
party.
closed captioning.
Love it. He was at the burp party. Burp. I love it.
Left and we were outside talking. Yeah. And I'm like, why? It's just like the jealousy.
He saw her getting all naked and climbing up on top of another dude. Might make you a little jealous if you'd been married to him for, 12 years.
But
Just
if you knew what an incredible harpy she was, you'd probably just feel sorry for the dude.
You're like, dude, you have no idea. No, I think I honestly think that he was still in love with her.
Oh, I'd have been
Maybe
like Admiral Akbar.
nothing for the
It's a
kids.
trap.
Who, Zach?
The crazy ones always put out much better sex. Just saying.
Oh, blah, and I
Boys,
love you and all,
quit sticking
whatever the
planting crazy.
conversation went, I can't remember everything recorded, of course, but
Sadie
essentially
or
he
a
did it
pencil
completely,
sharpener.
totally
I'd go
that.
with a
And then-
pencil sharpener.
Right.
Yeah. I'm saying, I agree. But
One would cause less pain.
almost definitely. But Zach is a young man still, so.
Right.
But
One's
then
just going to land you in the
next
hospital.
thing that happened.
Yeah.
And then and at some point he rattled off his name and he's like, I see Rosario Gutierrez. Yeah, that's his name. That's it. He's Mexican, and like he described him perfectly from that night.
Because he was outside. Of course he is.
That was the 25th when he was telling me that he had all these premonitions
So
of
describing him
visions
generally as
that he
Mexican
didn't
was a
actually
perfect
videotape me,
ID
but
of
he
this
had
man.
visions that
Yeah.
this was
Perfect.
happening. And this usually happens in a breakup. He's got security, and I typically see things and whatnot. And then he
You see
rattled off
things
his
and
name, and I'm
whatnot?
like, how would you have?
She's very empathic.
You would have had to have known his
She's a
name somehow,
Gemini.
Like a germ.
Yeah, that might have been another time actually, because he kept, anytime
never
he would
gonna
come
come
over
on
with the
here
kids,
if I
or anytime
compare
he
to
would
a
want to
pencil
talk, or
sharpener.
anytime it would be like he wanted to talk, and it was just always go back to the relationship with Rosario. That was, he just couldn't leave that alone. He knew, there's somebody else.
And I also want to say, anybody that's over on Rumble or Kick, greetings. I can't see you because it slows everything down. So if you're over there, just chat amongst yourself and make sure that you spank the monkey.
And you're calling him this, man.
Spank the monkey.
Okay.
On the stream.
Oh, wrong song. It's Shock the Monkey, isn't it? Shock the Monkey. Yeah.
So the other burner phone, I had been in contact with the police department about all of it, and I told them that I found this burner phone up, and I called them and I said, look, this is weird. I know it's not related to the case, but this is related to me, and this is, I feel like he's stalking or something.
You told the police after you found this phone?
Yeah.
In your car?
You feel like it's stalking because of the phone. No, that is nothing to do with stalking. Just because you find a phone does not have anything to do with stalking. I find my wife's phone in my car all the time. I don't think she's stalking me. It's because she's an idiot.
She totally is.
She leaves it. I joke not. She does that all the damn time. Like, she'll be in my car and she lost her earbuds, and she couldn't find them for like almost a year. She ended up buying some new ones and everything. I was like, you sure they're not in the car? I'm positive. I was like, all right. And I was cleaning up my car. Sure enough, there they were, falling in between the seat. As you know, I don't probably drive a whole lot, so it's like to the grocery store and back kind of thing. I mean, I put a gallon of gas or fill up my tank, and outside of like longer trips, I mean, I could go like 2 or 3 months on one tank of gas. So
I hate you right now.
I just don't drive very much because I work from home. I mean, I go pick up the mail. That's about it. Grocery shop. Ooh. Oh, she came to Zach's house dressed up. He didn't need a crystal ball. She was dumping the kids off to go get Coke. Yeah, exactly. You're convinced your hubby to let you get an Apple Watch purely for the fact that I can use it to ping my phone. Yeah, I mean, it works. My wife has on hers for whatever she signed up for, ended up giving her cell service on her watch. I mean, it doesn't cost any extra, or it's like really cheap, but she can make phone calls and text from her watch. So like, we've been on walks before and somebody will call and I'm just like, just answer it. And she's like, I don't have my phone with me. I was like, Jesus Christ, woman, just answer it. It's your brother calling. He doesn't call unless he's got something very important to say. So just go ahead and, I'm sorry, I muted you because I didn't think you wanted your conversation in the back.
Oh, no, thank you. No, my husband was trying to be obnoxious.
Well, nothing wrong with that. That's what husbands are good at.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, are you on a stream?
Yeah.
I was like,
the burner phone, and I found the tracking, the GPSs, and I asked them what to do, and they said, go take it.
You found tracking GPSs that he ordered. You didn't find any trackers in your car or on your person or in your butt or wherever it is that you think these trackers were.
Okay, y'all, when she goes to like JCPenney's or something and they accidentally leave the tag on, do you think that she thinks they're trying to track her too?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right, just checking.
Yeah, she's got that kind of mentality. I mean, cocaine will make you paranoid. You know, drugs tend to make you paranoid. Drugs are bad. Okay, bad drugs bad. Okay. I mean, she defies. She does defy the myths of coke addict.
I did wonder. I was like, I thought it was supposed to help you make you slender and such, but
that can have an effect, but only because you're so tweaked out that you just forget to eat for days on end, kind of thing, because you're just so into doing the coke. So you'll sort of stay thin like that. But no, that is a misconception, because She might be
Yeah.
partying like on the weekends and getting all tweaked
Oh.
out, then doing a little bit throughout the week, but she's still, as you can tell, she obviously has a very healthy diet.
She is retaining
Most-
Mike and Ike's. I understand.
Yes, that's what it is. She's a little constipated.
So mechanic, have it looked at, see if there's any tracking. He said I did. There wasn't anything on it. Then I just documented it. I did that, and then yeah, my mechanic friend came over. He's like, I don't know. We checked everywhere, and then this burner phone popped up. And so then when I found the burner phone that night at Rosalio's, I'm like, well, he must not have a tracking device on me if he's going to put a burner phone in the car, right? So there must not be a tracking device on my car. Is kind of what I
Oh,
deducted.
you're so full of shit.
And then
Ma'am, don't try to think. It hurts your
I had
brainy
the phone overnight. I
bits.
stayed over at Rosalio's that night.
Hurts my brainy
The
bits.
phone was off. I turned the
She's
phone
just a
off
constant,
and
steady
came
stream
home
of
the
babbling.
next day. And then
Usually someone that's nervous does
I
that.
think it was that day. If not that day, it was the next day. Zach's like,
Again,
hey,
it's
what you
just
came to
the
pick up?
contradiction.
Inside,
She's so
maybe you have
confident for
you drop
someone
off-
who
drop off the
supposedly
kids. That's
stalked
what it
and
was.
feared for her life.
Well, and if she is this like this in real life, like it's like shut up, take a fucking breath. It's like she has been nonstop talking for like the past 10 minutes without a break. Just like, and the only pauses she has is and then she just goes right into it, just like
This is why she has one friend. The rest of them have gone deaf. She actually thinks she's still on a phone call with 4 of them. They just hung up.
I can't imagine doing coke with her because she would just I would be like in pain.
Oh,
My
would
brain
that make him talk
explode.
more?
Oh yeah. Yeah, when people are on coke, they tend to just rattle. Coke and crystal meth.
Well, let's go pick her up and do some lines. You got a recorder?
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Notice her voice is calm while she's saying that she's in fear, and then whenever
Yeah.
she's
She's sitting up as much as she's, I mean, she doesn't have good posture, but she's sitting up as much as she is.
she's sitting up as
able.
much as her back flaps will allow her to, is what you're saying.
Look, as a more fluffy American,
I am too. I'm just not that fluffy.
well, okay. She's sitting up. She's got a confident posture for someone, again, who has been stalked relentlessly for years by a controlling, abusive ex who hasn't let her move on, whom she's afraid of.
Yeah, that's
And these are things that detectives should, if they were,
Investigating.
well,
you
and
know,
that's been my point. That's what set
detectivating.
me off. That's what set me off right here. The same exact question. Shouldn't the detective be trying to figure out who Rosalio is? Because at this point, they have no idea. They've just shown up at some apartment that some lady has said this guy lives at, and now there's blood and things are missing, and they don't even know if it's human blood.
Herself into
Dude.
an investigation. I mean, for all they know, she is stating that they're together. They have
Yes.
absolutely no evidence except for her word that these two are
Right.
in a relationship of any kind.
And
So
she's the one that
inserted
discovered the
herself.
scene.
She's
Yes.
given them an entire scenario. Normally, when someone does that, that's called the main suspect, and they're trying to insert themselves into the,
Investigation.
When I am the voice of reason, it's
We're all in trouble.
irritating in
I
this world.
guarantee you, if they had some good detectives in there, that she would have broken, that they would have found
Oh
out
yeah.
a hell of a lot more than the bullshit
If
she's
they
telling
had a
them.
woman who would have called her on her shit, and like I said, I'm not trying to be politically incorrect, but a very no nonsense or even butch kind of woman who would have said, cut the crap.
Mhm.
I see
Oh, yeah.
domestic violence victims all the time. You resemble none of them. Cut the crap.
and you're absolutely right. I mean, I got into an accident. This lady pulled out in front of me and hit the side of her car, and she had a little kid in the back, and I was more concerned about the kid. I'm like, pulled into little drive or whatever, and I'm just like, is your I see that you have a kid. Is everybody okay? And she starts losing her fucking mind. I'm like, okay, I'm not. I don't have to deal with this shit. I just called the cops. Yeah, I was actually on the phone with them. Like, lady pulled out in front of me. I've hit her car. Send an ambulance because she's freaking out so bad I can't tell if anybody's injured or not. And just send an ambulance. And so they send an ambulance. Big butch cop shows up, and she dealt with that lady with very matter of fact. No, stop. The tears aren't going to work on me. Here's what happened. You pulled out in front of somebody. You made an illegal turn, and he hit you. You don't have a driver's license, and you don't have insurance. Okay, so we're going to deal with this right now. Sit down. That's what you need. And she's not getting it from this cop because he's all touchy feely. Maybe he wants to get a piece. Maybe.
Well, I think he's gone in her tone of voice, her overwordiness. I mean, to an effect with people, she almost exhausts them. I mean, if you're an introvert, if you cannot deal with emotional overwrought BS, if you have a low tolerance for that, you will start to tune her out. Now, as a police officer, you probably shouldn't do that. But if you maybe aren't the best police officer, you just want to get this woman out of here, you will start not asking her questions, disagreeing with what she says to get her the hell out of here. And it's still going to take 3 hours because she will just not stop talking.
Yes. And it's like a constant stream, just bup, 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 bup. It's like machine gun talk. And of course, I did that again. You know it.
Roberto, you were supposed to be getting ready for bed. He's like, Shizzy is on, and Farrell. It's time to wake up.
It's morning, Mom.
The one that
have this burner phone. I'm the one that had her.
I didn't tell her that I found that other phone.
This is not sped up.
Where's the other phone? And I said, what other phone?
Oh my God.
Like, the other phone that I have. And I'm like, I don't know. Why would I know where your phone is?
It's not just Frybert.
Like, I don't know what
my cats also think it's time to play.
And he's like, well, last time we had it was when we were in Charlotte. I'm like,
I bet his dogs are just off to the side, just watching him. Like,
why would I even have your phone? Well, I had it at my house and da-da-da-da-da. And I said, you were playing music on it when I pulled up to your house.
Oh, God, her and Letitia stalk with that yada, yada, yada.
Well, I had it. I want to check your car. Can I look? And I'm like, sure, go ahead. Opened up all the doors. You looked at the front seat, went to the driver's front seat, and then went to the back seat, lifted up the car seat. The first car seat he lifted up was the one right behind me. Lifted it up, and then I could see his face right away because I was looking through the back. And then, I mean, I know when I clearly, I'm like, yeah, you knew exactly where you were going and what was there. And then, so he's frantically looking around. He's like,
facts not
I'll take
evidence.
things for never happened for 500
$500 stuff is on that phone and da-da-da.
Do you think maybe he looked and he was like, there it is. Damn, I thought I lost it. This saves me, X amount of dollars to have to go get another damn phone.
No, that would be an innocent response. And according to Sadie, he doesn't have those.
Oh, of course. No.
I understand. I'm like, why don't you, call the carrier, disconnect the phone, you lost it. Do what you got to do. Go get another phone. I don't know. I don't have your phone. I don't know what to tell you. Then.
I don't know what to tell you.
He's
so she lied to him and wants to make him go buy a new phone. Okay.
I had contacted the police department to let them know I did find this burner phone. She said, hang on to it.
Why do you keep calling it a burner phone?
So, okay. The next day he calls me.
Because she wants to make him sound like a drug dealer too, probably.
The phone
just because he may have dealt drugs a little bit here and there doesn't mean
And I'm
You know,
like,
Well, I don't know
I'm like,
because
look,
she
I'm like,
thinks
and
it
then
sounds
she's like,
shady,
just
or who knows? She's a weirdo.
Shady Sadie. Well, and here's the thing. You know, Zach made no qualms about, yeah, he sold weed. He grew weed.
Oh, I
whatever.
didn't know that. I was
Yeah.
trying to think,
No,
if anything, she'll throw anything in the worst light for Zach. So,
right. Well, and no, he admitted to it, and that's
oh,
not something that's not unknown. I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, but like I think he'd already destroyed all of his plants or something like that, and that's what they found in the garbage bags that they thought they
Oh.
were going to find a body in. It was just, you know, it was just weed that had been destroyed, or maybe he was getting ready to sell it. Who knows? She's telling the detectives, and she is a liar and a thief. Yes.
just be honest with me. Stop playing games. I said, well, I said, then you be honest with me. You stop playing games. I'm like, why was the phone in my car? Like, what?
Because it
You know?
wasn't up
And
your
he's like, well,
ass.
because I was tracking you and I put it in there because I knew you were going to go and
That's not what he said.
And because I'm like, that's what I said.
It's
I'm like, well,
hearsay.
I'm not giving you the phone unless you tell me the truth of why that phone would have even been in my
Hearsay.
car. Like,
Bullshit.
not
That's-
have
To
the
be
phone,
admitted.
you know,
That's
but why is it in my car?
theft.
And then he tells me
You
that,
still
right? I give him like, fine.
It's not how any
Like,
of this
he's like-
works.
That's, you heard what she said. Oh, he told me that he was tracking me.
Yes.
No, he
and
told
you
her when she told him she wasn't going to give him back his shit unless he said that.
Is that what he said?
That's what
She
he did
basically
tell her. She extorted held
Okay.
his shit captive
Yeah.
Look, I'm
until
like-
he told her what she wanted to hear.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, he's like, just be honest with me. Stop playing games. I said, well, I said, then you be honest with me. You stop playing games. I'm like, why was the phone in my car? Like, what? You know? And he's like, well, because I was tracking you and I put it in there because I knew you were going to go and da-da-da. And
Da-da-da.
because I'm like,
He-
that's what I said. I'm
he
like,
said
well,
it
I'm not giving
exactly
you the
like
phone
that,
unless you're gonna
da-da-da.
unless you tell me the truth of why that phone would have even been in my car.
I'm not going to give you the phone
yeah,
unless
I
you
have
tell
the
me that.
phone, you know, but why is it in my car? And then he tells me that, right? I give him like, fine. Like, he's like, can I just come over and get the phone? I said, yeah, you can come over and get the phone. I'm fine. Gave him the phone back. He was immediately shitting with me. Immediately after I get the phone back.
I would too.
Then he's like, you're always
Oh
No
my
lying.
kidding.
gosh, I can't.
And I'm like,
Why?
lying about
I can't
what?
imagine
You know, I've been
why.
honest with you about everything. I don't know what more you want from me.
Such a
Don't want to be in this.
mystery.
She's forced him to say that and believe, handing his phone back to him. Yep.
You know, situation, whatever. And then he left. And then all the messages now have been like, you made me tell you that. And I never took any video of you. And I never did this. And I never did that. And you've been mean to me. And, you know,
Yeah.
all I did was try and just all of this stuff. And then, so fast forward to just the other day. Yesterday, Saturday.
C-U-N-T. C-U-N-T.
Okay, so I talked to
Hey, Julio.
Zach.
Yeah, there's quite a few people that feel that way.
This last Saturday.
I don't know her. I can't hate her.
So I dropped the kids off at his house on Saturday about 4:30.
Why are you crying?
And I've been very kind of direct, like, I'm gonna drop them off at 4:30, you know, you can have them from 4:30 to 4:30 the next day, like, because I just had, you know, just less talk.
This was Saturday.
This was Saturday.
Okay.
So Saturday.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No.
You would die.
I would absolutely die, like in the most horrible way, and I am in no mood to die. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate
That
it
is-
very much, Julio.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
You like that?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's better than a wiggle, isn't it?
Oh, I hate the wiggle.
Oh, that's awesome.
Say, I know you're gonna, I'll let you download, but
You didn't talk to him.
I dropped off the kids. Okay,
I dropped off the kids. Now it looks like she's got notes.
so he wanted to come by. Yeah, oh God, it's weird.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is really weird because you know now if she's doing all these screenshots that she's leaving things out of whatever's on there, of whatever conversation is going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Which-
she leaves out all the things because they did them in court. She leaves off all the things she was saying to him.
Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause she's
Well,
like,
I mean, well, if this is her second interview, she went home and, crafted these. She's like control paste, control add, control delete.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kept trying to tell me I dropped my phone in your car. I must have dropped it. Must have fell out of my pocket.
This was Saturday?
No, this is like, yeah, kind of in some conversation on,
Okay.
oh God, what day was it even? Shit.
Okay, well,
Yeah, something about, you wouldn't agree until I gave you the phone or blah, 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 blah. And then I called Cricket to find out.
Blah,
where
blah,
it
blah, blah,
was.
blah.
So I
Exactly what
lost it,
happened. Blah, 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 blah,
whatever.
blah.
It's a term of art.
I said,
Yeah.
so you already knew it was there. He said, I'm not spying on you. And then he was like, do you want to talk? I said, no, I don't. Then it was, he called him some
I
name or
don't know where your
something.
boyfriend is, Lockhong.
Yeah. How is no? That's what he's saying is or
I
she.
know.
I don't know if it's a he or she. See, that always threw me off. Person Lokong is saying that is
The
what
boy
she keeps
Lockhong.
saying. Well, is what she keeps saying. So it's one of those where I lost my train of thought because
Not yet.
She is so very concerned about him that she's bringing this stuff up, yet in the past almost hour she's not mentioned anything about, asked anything about, been concerned any bit of where this guy is at, who might have been injured in his place, or any of that. Well, let's get to it, Brandon. Let's do it.
All right. Well, where was her first interview, though? Did she have those emotions in her first interview? Because you're saying this is a second interview.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
maybe she did all of that in the first one. I'm trying.
And was the first one recorded? Because if I'm not mistaken, she had her first interview, and then she had to go pick up her daughter from school or wherever, and take her wherever. That's from what my understanding is, like maybe drop the twins off at her parents or something like that. So yeah, I give her, that would make complete sense. Okay. And I'm not holding that against her. Be like, can I come back later to, say what, answer any questions that you might have, but I've got kids. It could be a likely bad excuse.
The cop,
but
she could have asked. The cop should not have let her leave. She was the one that found the crime scene. Mm-hmm. They should have said, call somebody.
Yep.
You call your parents, you call Becky, because the boys were with Becky. Mm-hmm. And then she went and got a way to corroborate her story.
Yeah. Yeah. The Canadians are everybody's always wanting to do a convoy. Rolling convoy. Yeah.
Is Burt Reynolds still alive? Because I don't know if we can do a convoy without him.
Was it Burt Reynolds? No, that wasn't Burt Reynolds. That was somebody else.
Oh.
That did Convoy.
No, that was Smokey and the Bandit. He did.
Yeah, he did Smokey and the Bandit. All the truckers came out about that same time.
Like, So her and OA keep talking about, well, I had just got home from school, or I had to go get her from school. It was 2020. Nobody was in school.
Right. Yeah. If I was them, it would be like the
FBI, open up!
Yeah, it's not making again, police, you are the first person at a big old meso blood apartment. You are not leaving to go get your children. This isn't Sarah Boone didn't go to like run and get herself a new Dr. Pepper. They didn't let her do that. This is not how this works.
Yeah, exactly. And I've never been zapped with a cattle prod yet. As like, and move as fast as human. I have to move with equipment.
Ask Wolfie
Yeah.
about it.
Yes, Wolfie knows. Yeah, I think it was Chris Christopherson. It was, yeah, I think that's who it was. That sounds about right.
Well, there you go.
I'm not sure what Wisconsin schools were doing at this time. They were in lockdown in 2020, if I'm not mistaken.
Everything was at that time.
Yeah.
So they were spending probably like in a pod or something like that.
I think that even Florida's schools were shut down at that time.
Yeah. 2020, everything was apocalypse.
Like I think it was sometime in March that all the schools started shutting down, because I had the baby the second day of April, and I was like, oh, I'll get to spend a couple weeks at home, just me and the baby. And then I'm like, are you effing kidding me?
Well, and here's the thing: if Mo and Farrell were married here, and I'm just all hypothetical here, we're married, and then divorced, and they've got kids, and then Farrell starts dating me. Do you think that Mo might be a little bit concerned to find out who I am and find out a little bit about me, as safety for the children? It's like you got this new person in your life.
Yeah.
How well do you know them?
He will make our children train whistles. He's got to go.
Yeah.
Out. As the dude in this lesbian relationship, I'm afraid gotta go.
But you know what you're not going to do? You're not going to go unalive Shizzy over it.
No.
Because that's not how jealous.
I don't know. Did you make them a recorder?
Okay, that would be a justifiable homicide.
That would be a justifiable homicide, and you probably would get off as time served.
6 of them, yes, I'm like
Saturday, there it is. Okay. I said I'll have the kids to you by 4:30. I'll text you when I'm away. Then that was Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday, he sent me at about 6:15.
Okay, so if now we're talking about the day of the disappearance of Rosalio, so about 4:30, he's picking up the kids. So he's got the kids with him. This is what I'm gathering here. So he's got the kids with him, and she goes to see Rosalio. Rosalio doesn't answer the door, doesn't answer her text, doesn't answer anything that night. Could be later, could have been 9, 10, who knows, whatever. Whenever she went by there or called him or whatever that situation might be. And then all of a sudden, he left the kids there to go delete somebody and then load them up in the van. I'm confused. Your timeline is horrible.
Okay. Do they have Rosalio's last live sighting so they can put a potentiality between the time that he was last actually seen alive by someone not Sadie?
Yes. When he dropped the children off, it was like 9 o'clock. Sometime in the 9 o'clock hour, he dropped his 2 children off with their respective mothers. So, and he was on the phone with girlfriend 3.
Okay.
Kim. I think that one was named Kim. He was on the phone with her when he got home, I believe. It would have been like when he was getting home. So like
Okay.
right around 10 o'clock.
Okay, so
Mhm.
so between 10 o'clock that evening, or let's just say ballpark 11-ish, and whenever the
No,
hell
not
Sadie
Nettie.
shows up.
Nettie was
No,
the
let's
Facebook
look
girl that
right here.
was coming, that was on the way
That's
down to
later.
see him.
So
Kim
Saturday, here's
Lavass
the
or
thing.
whatever.
Saturday, Rosalio calls her and Sadie dumps the kids on him. And he's more than willing to get the kids. And then what happened after that? Because Nettie, if I'm not mistaken, did she show up and can never get in touch with him? He never answered the
Well,
door or
she said
anything?
that. She said that she was sitting in his parking lot until she met with Gravely, and then all of a sudden she was in the wrong parking lot. But she was coming down to see him, and he was on the Rosalia was on the phone with the other girl. The one that claimed that she was just gonna be friends with him. Da da da. They were on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his last contact with somebody, like where they could heard his voice or whatever. And one of his baby mamas was his last physical contact.
Yeah, Nettie, I caught, and that's the one that I missed, was a good portion of her testimony was Nettie's testimony. I did miss, and that's, like I said, I saw as much of the trial as I could. I actually have a life and a job, and I don't have time to watch every single trial. I wish I did, because
I 100% believe she saw something or was there when something started or happened, because never in the history of ever has a woman got stood up like that and said, "I'm worried about you."
Mm-mm.
Never.
No. I had an ex that was like that right there, where she would find out where I was working. I had no idea to this day how she would do it. She would just show up at my work and be like, "Can I talk?" And I'm like, "No, you can go the fuck away because I'm working."
Like the first couple messages might be like, "Hey, what's going on? I thought we were meeting tonight." Like, "Hey, are you sleeping?" And then it would be, "F you, I'm out of here." Like,
Yeah.
don't ever contact me again, or
Yeah.
Pretty much like
What set me off from leaving that girl that was psycho like that would show up randomly at my workplace or wherever I just happened to be. It was like, okay, this is getting freaking weird and creepy. What set it off is one day I'm sitting in her place, because we were living together and sitting. It was her place, but I paid her rent and crap like
I
that.
don't even remember dating you, Shizzy.
Well, no. So I'm sitting there. She walks in. Just got off work. Walks in, grabs a plate, and smashes it in the sink. And has this blank look on her face. And she grabs another plate and smashes it in the sink. And I'm just like, "Is it everything okay?" And she's just like, "Yeah, fine." And then smashes another one. At that point, I packed all my shit and was gone. I was like, I don't know what the hell just went. And then of course she's calling me going, "What happened? Where'd you go?" I was like, "No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Lose my
Good for
number.
you.
Don't ever call me again." Like, done.
holy.
Yeah, homie, don't play that. It was great sex though. That was the only disappointing part about it.
This is why men are unalived more than women.
Yes. Yes.
This is why you live shorter amount of
it's like the
time.
Steve Irwin thing. It's like, God, this alligator's really, really cranky. I'm going to go bother it.
Yeah.
She looks like she's in a bad mood. I'm just
Oh,
going to go
let me
bother
put his
her a
finger,
little bit.
my finger up his butthole.
Yeah.
From South
And
Park.
every other, yeah, pretty much. And everyone's like, God, this is why men don't live long.
Yeah, I'm worried about you, and then screenshotting. That is so weird.
Yeah, everything.
And Nicole did a really bad job with that, in my opinion. Like but I know what she was trying to do. She was trying to show exactly what Nettie did, that she was taking these screenshots before anybody knew he was missing.
Well, and so is she.
But they were, huh?
So is Sadie.
Well,
That's
Yeah,
what that's what
but
that's what that's
I'm
what
talking
that's what
about
these youngsters
Nettie
are
and
doing now.
Rosalio, though. Yeah, that's weird.
That's what these youngsters do now. They take screenshots of everything, every conversation. They take screenshots. Like, why do you take a screenshot of your text? Why don't you just save your damn text?
Because we don't know how to do that. But I do know how to take a screenshot and save the photos.
Right, but like, I'm not gonna screenshot my messages with some rando that I was gonna go hook up with. Like,
No.
like
none of this makes. Where is
None of it does.
Columbo? Or even, Murder She Wrote chick.
We need Monk.
Angela Lamberry.
we need
I
Monk.
mean, Matlock did a better job than these people did.
Barney Fife did a better job than these people did.
Yes.
The Incredible
Gosh.
Mr. Limpet did a great better job than.
He sent me a song to listen
He
to.
sent you a song to listen to.
Weirdly. And Sunday, with the
It's
kids,
Murder by Numbers.
so Saturday I went over
Was
to
it
Rosario's.
Lose My Number?
Okay, so after I dropped off the kids,
Was it
Murder by
Long Song?
Numbers.
like I
1,
said,
2,
Rosario
3.
said, hey, you're welcome to come over. It's okay with the kids. You're welcome to come over.
Okay.
They called me, what do you want to eat
It
or
was
whatever.
Goodbye Earl, wasn't it?
I got there, hung out with him and the kids. We had nachos.
Okay, so this night she hung
It
out.
was nice of her
Yeah.
to
And then
take her kids
went
over
for
to
ice
Zach
cream
so
the
she
day
could go hang out
too.
with somebody else's
And,
kids.
this is a town, so.
Well, that's what you
so,
do.
No, that's not what she said.
got
She
ice
said
cream,
she just said she went over to
kinda drove around the
Rosalio's.
lake,
I know.
Said she-
Zach had her kids so she could go hang out with his kids.
No, I thought she brought her kids along too.
No, it was just
No.
her and him and the kids. She says that she
His
talks
kids.
about where they're all sitting. Yeah. It was just her
Okay.
and him and his kids.
Okay. Monk would have solved it in like 20 minutes. Yeah.
the kids
Yeah.
or whatever, and then came back to the house. And then we watched a movie.
Okay.
Um,
Watched the
And
movie.
on the body.
from the
If there
burner
is one.
phone.
Watched a movie from the burner phone. Then so with Rosalio, you spent time with the kids. He took your kids back. You went back to the place. You gave him a BJ, and now she's talking about a burner phone.
That's where it is.
This was
From the
the
burner
night
phone.
that Michael Campbell showed up at the house at, I believe, like 1:00 in the morning. It's the same. This is the night of the 16th into the 17th.
Yes.
And she goes over and does all this stuff with him and his kids. And then at like 1:00 in the morning, I believe, something around that time, Michael Campbell shows up at the house. But he does the last time he saw his friend alive, but doesn't remember why he was there or anything like that.
Was with Sadie. With Sadie being there.
Well, she claims she was already gone.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So what was, and let's just throw this scenario out there, and I could be completely way off base and have no clue what I'm talking about. Throw this scenario. Dude shows up, and they have it out, and she's there. And she says, well, this sucks. And he's like, I know who you are. I know where you are. I know all about you. I know everything about you. What you're going to do is you're going to find somebody to pin this on, and it's not going to be me. Just throwing it out there. And she's a little nervous. And she's like, I can go with that. I didn't, this guy was fun, but he's total shitbag. Or maybe he, smacked her around a little bit. Maybe he, had a small dick. I don't know. Could be any number of things. But maybe she's totally down with it. And maybe that's, she had an extra side piece that nobody knows about. And then, of course, she's got to sort of keep the police preoccupied. She has to mysteriously find the body, or find the lack of a body. And the whole time it's giving time for this guy to move on and rid the body of wherever they might be ridding it of. And I mean, I'm not a detective, but maybe I would be investigating these folks and see what kind of things that they were doing. It may turn out to be a dead end. It could totally turn out to be a dead end, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
you know what would stop these things from being speculated about? If they would have investigated them.
It's almost like you have to investigate these things. They're called leads.
Yeah.
And she's giving it to him right here. Just.
Yeah, I
On
mean,
Saturday.
you want to go home at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's
Well, want a bag of donuts or something.
On Saturday. He sent me at 5:49. So that was
After all this.
he sent me a song from his Zachariah, the 689 number. That's his like kind of everyday phone, flip phone. And this burner phone. He sends me, I don't see why my place in West Dallas matters at all.
My burner
I
phone would be a
said,
flip phone
"That
if I had a
place in West
burner
Dallas,
phone.
What's going on? Like, you have a house in Mequon, why would you buy a house? Okay,
my
whatever.
burner phone would be a satellite phone.
I don't know why you're so upset about it. I didn't.
My
get
burner
the place
phone would
to
be
upset
smoke
you.
signals.
And just kind of like went into this thing. I didn't even like ask about really like
True
text
burner
messages
phone.
or anything. You keep saying we're arguing. When you try to tell me what I feel when I'm doing things, blah blah blah.
Wait.
You don't seem to understand me. So kind of all this like.
Oh,
you
did I
know,
miss something?
Sadie has all of these. So, why did she get her daughter a flip phone when I guess everyone has burner phones out the yang?
Yeah.
And she decided to keep Zach's phone for reasons and a half.
Well, because cocaine will only allow you to buy a certain amount of phones. You have to have 3 burner phones, and by the time you're done, getting your nose like completely, caked up with a little bit of Colombian white powders, you find that you don't have money for anything other than some cheap, Nokia flip phone. Maybe it's a Motorola Razr, and you're just like, oh, come on, honey, it's retro. Why you gotta be so pissy about it? Mom, hey, hold on a second. I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be back in a second. Yeah. That's kind of mommy she appears to me, but hey, I could be wrong.
Waiting for that phone to just go into the chesticles and out of the chesticles.
Yeah, kids ain't put up with that crap.
Too anymore. That was at 5:53. Then I kind of sent him back at 6 o'clock. And I think I wasn't at Rosalia's yet, so I was on my way.
You
send
were
him
coming
back
all
and text,
right.
like, that's not fair. I always supported you. Everything,
Absolutely
just
nothing.
basically like back to our relationship stuff. Like, you've always kind of done this and whatever. Said, I'm not mad. I just find it odd that you chose a place far away from your Mequon house. So then he had some banter back and forth about, we're separated, you raced down. That's what he said.
What was the banter? What was the banter back and forth? Come on, Sadie, spill the beans. What was the banter? You calling him an asshole? You talking shit to him? And he was like, "This is how, maybe she's saying, oh, I love you, dear." He says, we're separated, right? Like, no, I'm not getting back together with you.
He's like, I have a girlfriend. I've moved on. You don't mean that.
Yeah, and nothing would piss her off more than finding out that he had a boyfriend, that he was with another woman. Oh, I could imagine her being set the fuck off over that, like losing her shit.
Well, and that's what because didn't he have a girlfriend at the time?
Mm-hmm.
And so him constantly saying like, hey, I don't care. Like,
they've been together for like a year. He'd been with CR for like close to or a little over a year.
So, yeah. I mean, basically like, yeah, have fun. Just don't take my kids around this person until I meet them. But go enjoy yourself. Godspeed to him.
Yeah.
Short pier, long drive.
Sea bear.
Well, and especially if she's lying about seeing somebody, it's like, just tell him. Here's a word of advice for all you ladies and men that are divorced or some crap like that, and you have kids involved,
Like
and
that.
you start seeing somebody, even if it's just for a short period of time, let your ex know that you're seeing somebody.
Well, they played it
That
off when she got on the stand, like this is the first guy since Zach that she'd ever. But the way that OA behaved and the way that Zach was, I don't believe that. That's probably why everybody was like, because she was probably bouncing around as much as Rosalia was.
Yeah. Yeah. How did she end her last text to Zach? XOXO Huggy Bear. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was Z Bear was his pet name.
Yeah, I have a feeling that she was not over him at all. She'll spread her legs for anybody. I could be wrong.
I would
Maybe it's not
have
just anybody. Maybe just the gullible ones.
so many issues with that as Zach's girlfriend. I would no.
Yeah. You'd be like, no, that's not how your ex is supposed to be talking to you. You
And
need
we
to
have
put that. You need to lay down
Yeah.
the line and be just like, no, we're not playing that.
boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
11:23 at night. 11:23 at night. He says, "You race down to Kenosha every chance you get to lay with some Down
Youngster.
syndrome Mexican version of your father, just to pull a noseful and laugh at anything he says, and he desperately."
You like that?
Sorry. That was
No, I laugh because I think I was born in '69, so I'm either 54. Yeah, I'm 54. So I'll be 55 this year.
oh no, I wasn't laughing at the age. I was laughing at what she called her, the description of her
Rosario.
Oh,
her
yeah.
absconded boyfriend.
Well, I'll rewind it there just a little bit.
Yeah, back in Natick because I nearly died. I wasn't laughing at the age thing.
Oh, I thought you were. I was like, I didn't see it was that funny, but
you'll
okay,
have to
if you wanna
listen
laugh.
because I thought you were getting mad at me for what she said or what allegedly Zach said.
Oh no, it's fine.
So then he had some banter back and forth about, we're separated, you raced down. That's what he said. So at 11:23
At night.
11:23 at night, he says, "You race down to Kenosha every chance you get to lay with some Down syndrome Mexican version of your father, just to pull a noseful and laugh at anything he says, as you desperately throw yourself at him, and in that you have your happiness."
To get a nose full.
I know. I was laughing at that, not at ages.
The Down syndrome looking oh my god,
version of your dad for a nose.
Down syndrome Mexican version of your dad. Oh god.
Ouch! Right in the
Ouch.
port. I don't know that you'd call that banter,
Rosalia called,
ma'am.
invited her suddenly. Zach had the kids. Yeah, but she was so afraid of him. Yeah, she was trying to put back in her pocket.
And that's what he sent to me on that Saturday from the burner phone.
What time was that?
11:23. Now,
Julio, that's awesome. End that with "in the trunk of a Honda Civic." I love it. Oh man, I'll give you a good one.
He's an asshole. Look at his haircut. Anybody with a haircut like that, you know he's an asshole.
Thank Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Julia.
One other really strange thing that happened. Here's this one too.
Oh, please give me another insult.
The Wednesday before that Saturday.
Well, and Eris, this is the thing. You've seen some scheming women. It never ceases to amaze you how many men these bees lure in. Well, because they use honey. They see. Here's the thing. If you ran across someone like Farrell is not a nice person. Whenever she doesn't want to be, she will be mean and brutal to you, and she will call you out on your bullshit. And so guys tend to go, there's a certain kind of guy that Farrell will attract. And those are the ones that are just like, I like what she has to say because she's not bullshitting me around. Now, with someone like her, she doesn't have that kind of wit or charm or ability to attract men that way. So she attracts a different kind of guy because she uses the little warm honey pot between her legs to sort of lure them in. Whereas Farrell doesn't do that. Farrell uses her wit and her charm, her actual talents as a human being to challenge you intellectually. That's how she attracts men in. Same way with Mo. If you've ever listened to Mo talk, she has a certain amount of wit and charm and beauty that is more than just this whole sexual thing. Not saying that she's not a sexual person, just saying it's more than just that. Whereas the only thing that she has is this very skin deep, and that's as far as it goes. Because once you get to know her, you realize that she doesn't have any wit. She doesn't have any charm. All she has is bitterness and hatred towards men and people. And it's all about her. And if you don't buy into her, she wants to have nothing to do with you because you're not advancing her. She's like a fucking YouTuber.
Well, and she doesn't start off hateful and bitter. I mean,
no.
Think of her as the controlling abuser. They don't start off terrible. They don't start off.
And she is.
First it's, very clingy, very needy. They mirror back what, you need. They find your weak points. Maybe Zach was coming off a really, like I said, I haven't really paid attention to the case. Maybe Zach was coming off a really hard time in his life and Sadie was there for him and, was supportive and said what he needed and then slowly isolated him. She became his world. And then it, slowly morphed to, who are you talking to? Why are you talking to her? Why did you even look at her in the store? I mean, you shouldn't even noticed that she needed help, to get any groceries because you shouldn't have even been paying attention to her. What are you doing? Why are you thinking that? It grows. It doesn't, start out cuntiness.
No, it doesn't. Well, and it's like, but these women get them lining up. The old woman I care for, she's the same. She literally had a 90-year-old man rubbing her feet because there are simps at every age. There are simps at every age. They exist. It doesn't take much to get a guy to pay attention to you. See, it really does not take much. All you have to do is say a few nice things, do a few nice things for them, to them, whatever. And you've got their undivided attention. To keep their attention, you have to have something a little more, and unfortunately for some women, all they have is sex. So the Down syndrome Mexican version of her dad is the perfect description that Zach had. I don't know. I've never met Rosalio.
I've only seen pictures. I've never met her dad, so I don't know.
I don't know. Well, maybe her dad is, I don't know. We have a bigger problem with the soccer mom fakes being tag team in high school.
I had a sitter come over and she wanted to hang out with the kids. And so I went and hung out with Rosario for a couple hours. And it wasn't overnight. I just went over there for a little bit on Wednesday last week.
Well, and here's the thing, kudos to girls that can get the simps, because the simps will pay the bills. Like they will toss all kinds of money at a pretty butthole. They don't care. They're just like, yeah, just show me more, show me more, show me more. That's how simps are. So they pay the bills, whereas real men are going to go, well, that's not going to do it for me. But I'll tell you what, if you want to like wash my car while you're doing that, I'll throw you some money.
I look, y'all can go be modern women. I saw that video of the two gals trying to jump the car, and I'll happily let Mr. Mo figure out how to do that stuff, and I'll make him a sandwich. All right.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't have to be all powerful. And most guys, here's a perfect example. My old one of my old friends, I told you about that girl that was 96 pounds. Well, at some point she wasn't 96 pounds anymore. She started drinking quite a bit, and so she went well beyond the 96 pounds. But she was living with her parents and had come out, and she had a flat tire, and this old guy in her neighborhood, she, to her he was old. He could have been 60 for all I know. I'm sure he was much older than that, because he was retired from the military. He retired, and so she was just like, sort of like, shit, I got a flat tire. She's out there trying to change out her tire, has no idea how to do it, and he stops and he was just like, you want me to help you with that, sweetheart? And she's like, please, thank you, because I've got to get to work. I'm running late. And he's like, oh, no problem. So he changes out her tire and puts the other one. He actually took her tire and said, I'll get it patched for you. I can see where the nail is. I'll get it taken care of for you, and I'll just have it sitting on your front porch, whenever you get back. And she's like, what are you? It's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. And so she left, and she comes home, and her tire's sitting there, and her mother is flipping out. Like, what? Why did you do that? And she was like, what do you mean? He is a retired general. She was just like, okay, but he offered to do it. It's like, that's a real man right there. He's like,
Yeah.
he sees that there's this young lady that needs something. He doesn't want anything. He's willing to help out. He can do it for anybody, and he does it without expecting any sort of payback. And that's what a real man does. He doesn't need you to show, you're like, chocolate starfish. He doesn't care. He's just like, you need some help. I'm willing to help you out, and I'm not looking for anything in return. That's a real man,
Yes. And we've
Sorry.
gotten a lot of things confused about what
Yes.
masculinity is and isn't, and that femininity can be just as toxic.
Well,
Case and point.
Well, and here's the thing. There, like in our household, my wife's and I household, I would say my household, as far as like not yours.
Yeah.
In our household, my wife does a majority of like the money making. She makes a lot of money doing what she does. I have no objection to washing dishes. Okay. Cooking dinner, okay, because she's working until 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and I'm finishing up at 4 or 5 o'clock, and I'm just like making dinner or make lunch while she's on the phone with a client, and I'm just constantly doing things like that. It's because of the way that I view it is we are a team. We're together. It's not, oh, she does this or I do this or any of that crap. I don't even think about that until somebody else brings it up. I do it because, well, first of all, I might be hungry, and I figure she's probably hungry too. So why not go ahead and, make a sandwich or, cook something up, whatever, leftovers. It doesn't matter. She's happy and grateful for it. I mean, I think tomorrow I'm making a whole bunch of sloppy joes or something like that. So just, I don't mind. I don't care. It's because we're working together as a team. And if And if she has to stop in the middle of having a client that she's talking to, then it's taken away from
Woman, I'm hungry.
Yeah, you're never going to see that. I do it as a joke. I mean, I do do that kind of crap as a joke, where I'll be like, "Woman, make me a sandwich," and she's like, "Go get your own damn sandwich and grab me a beer, you son of a bitch." We joke like that.
Oh yeah.
It's fun, because we recognize that each of us are doing something for us. And also whenever she goes, "Hey, you know what? I need a table for outside." I go, what do you want? And so she'll sort of send me a few links of, oh, this is sort of what I was thinking. And then I'll spend like a weekend building her a table, or 2 weeks or 3. I think it turned out to be 3 weekends that I built her a table that she wanted for the outside. And, it's like insane. But you have to work together as a team. And I tell this to people all the time when everybody gets off on all their little manosphere stuff. Oh, I could do all this without you. Sure, but why would you want to? Why would you want to do it without someone that doesn't love and respect you the same way that you love?
You can do it without you, but you don't do it. Why can't you do it with them then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, not every girl is an e-thought. Not every dude is a neckbeard. Unfortunately, that means you're going to get some Martinsville people.
Yeah.
And that means you're just going to get some hill chucks.
Yeah, you will get some people like the Sadies of the world that will do bad shit towards you. You just have to weed them out before you get there. Before you start reproducing, you have to vet them out. It's sort of like a used car. That used car looks really nice, and you're going, man, that used car, it looks pretty nice, and you take it for a drive, and you're just like, oh yeah, this is fun. This is like my dream car. It's awesome. I wanted one of these since I was like 18 years old, and here I am, 40 something. This is like my dream car. We don't realize that dream car has been ridden hard, a lot like Sadie, and you're just like, there's shit that's broken on it that you have no idea. You don't realize that lower control arm is disconnected. And the last thing you want to be doing is going down the interstate doing 95 miles an hour, and that lower control arm goes snapping off. Then next thing you know, it flips just like this crazy bitch. And
Boom, just flies out.
Yeah, just shit goes fucking haywire. You don't want that to fucking happen. So you want to make sure that you take it to your local mechanic and you say, hey, can you give this thing a thorough inspection and make sure that it's okay and not some damaged piece of crap that's using, parts from 3 different makes or models. Yeah. Well, and not broken. You don't want some broken shit. Leave the broken shit to be broken. Trust me, somebody will pick up the broken shit and they'll be just happy to fix it. Because you can fix Sadie. Trust me.
Sadie can fix herself if she wants to. No one can fix Sadie.
Because I know
Sadie
cars.
has to fix herself.
Oh no, you can fix her. Hey Mel, how you doing, Melissa Jane? Good to see you.
I don't think Cesar Milan is working with animals anymore.
I hope not. They found out some creepy stuff about him. That's why you're not seeing a whole lot of his stuff anymore. Just look up the truth about Cesar Milan and you'll be very surprised.
Oh, well, I was more a fan of him on South Park, to be honest.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, I mean, him training Cartman was probably my favorite episode.
No.
We are teaching the child that he is not the alpha. You are the alpha.
I'm the alpha. You son of a bitch.
I'm not mature enough to have teenagers.
His name's Sadie, so this is fitting. Oh, yeah. Jesus.
Sadie is a dog name.
It is a dog name.
It kind of is.
It is. I mean, she does have some features. She got the little tail and everything.
You find that because there was a strange thing that happened then. So Gonzalo and I got to his house and we went to get tacos at a food truck. So it was about.
So the strange thing was that you went to get tacos from a food truck? Oh my gosh, this woman doesn't ever stop
Kisses,
talking.
taco kisses, taco kisses for my bean.
Oh my gosh, this woman just doesn't ever shut
By
up.
the time we got back.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry, what day is this?
No, it's right here. This Wednesday the 13th.
May.
May. Mm-hmm.
Just before Saturday.
Just before Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. What did he say? Okay, so
I forget the last time that I ate tacos.
I made tacos tonight for
Saturday.
the family.
I'm not allowed to come here without my permission.
So do you do hard shell or soft shell?
I made they had like this box kit with the hard and soft shells, but generally the family likes the soft tortilla, just the flour ones. And then I made chicken ranch and bacon chicken salad for myself. So
Nice. You know what I like? I found this there. You can pick up the little what do you call it, burrito or taco packets that like have the sauce. There's a particular one that I use that you just add some water to it and it makes this nice, wonderful sauce. And then I'll get some of the like Tostitos, like cheese dip or whatever, and I use ground turkey because the ground beef dries out too much. So you use the ground turkey and it doesn't dry out as much. For whatever reason, it has a better flavor with that mixture. And trust me, I'm like not one of those that are just like, oh, I gotta have beef on everything. It's gotta be beef. It's like, no, I like good flavor, and the turkey by far for that particular seasoning works well. So I do that, and then I take some of that and sprinkle it over the cheese on some nachos, throw it in the microwave for like 30 seconds where it heats it all up. And if you want to add some like tomatoes afterwards, some sour cream, all that kind of stuff, man, you've got like meal for like 3 or 4 days. It's unbelievable.
Trying to be low carb.
Well, okay. Well,
I know, Shizzy. Knock it off.
You're over here like, okay, so what you do is you take the potato.
You take the carb and you put in more carbs.
And then you're going to put the
add some more
potato.
carbs.
You're going to put a corn in it and then a bean.
You know, the good part about carbs is carbs burn faster than fat.
They do.
Just saying. You put in the energy, like little kids, energy. There's a reason why little kids are like string beans until they turn like 19. And
by that logic, I should just freebase pixie sticks and I'll be Callista Flockhart by the end of the year.
Dude, one of my wife's friends, she was vegan. She would not vegan, she was vegetarian, but she would only eat like 2 different kinds of vegetables. That's all she would eat. And what she would do is like her calorie count, like Weight Watchers or some crap like that, where she'd do this fucking calorie count. And so what she would do is like eat a couple of beans, like for breakfast, a couple of beans for lunch, and then she'd eat a big slab of cake for dinner. And she was doing this in college, luckily, because she would have done this as an adult, it probably would have killed her. And so, yeah, no, I hit my calorie count and everything. It was just like, you ate like a whole cake for dinner. It was like, well, I saved up my numbers. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
That sounds like a Mo move. Like, no, you don't understand. I mathed this all out. It was a sensible breakfast, a shake for lunch, and then the entirety of aisle 7 for after dinner.
Yep.
Oh my God. No, I actually had to change my eating habits with my wife because, you know, we would do a lot of our meals together, and it was like, okay, I'm not gonna cook breakfast. You're on your own for breakfast, except for like weekends. I'll make like some bacon, eggs, or something like that. I'm like, the rest of the time, it's like I sometimes I don't eat breakfast at all, and then I eat a very small amount for lunch, and then I eat a small amount for dinner. And because we'd be eating together, it would just sort of be like this massive amount of food, and I wouldn't realize it. And next thing you know, I'm like, Jesus Christ, my gut's getting huge. It's like, I need to stop this crap. So I had to change my eating habits, like pretty much on the fly. And I told her, I was like, you're gonna hate it, because I mean, I'll cook you dinner, but I may not eat with you or eat the same thing.
My family's just like, wait, is that bacon for all of us? I'm like, no, that's for me.
Yes.
Yes.
And they're like, what do you mean you're cooking bacon for not all of us? Fry's like, I don't understand how just no bacon for me?
Yeah. No, what I do is I save the bacon grease and I put a little bit in the 3 dogs dish. Just a little bit at the bottom of it.
I'll have to remember that.
There you go.
Yeah, just whatever's left over. If I do it in a pan or if I do it in the oven, because I do bacon 2 different ways. In the pan takes a little bit shorter time. In the oven ends up with a more fluid looking bacon. Whichever, it doesn't matter to me. The dogs always get a little bit of that bacon grease just right there in the bottom of their dog dish. Oh, they're just like in heaven. Like they will lick the bowl and kill each other just to lick each other's bowls. Perverted.
That sounded horrible.
This is horrible. Yes, bacon grease is liquid gold, and if you use bacon grease to cook your eggs in, oh, it's like heaven.
So at least now he's talking about food we can eat.
What, you don't eat? What, are you saying you don't eat eggs?
Well, I eat eggs, not eggs and bacon, things like not all the carbies that you were talking about with your taco.
Oh,
stuff.
I was just talking about, like, for a random dinner kind of thing, just not like I do this every night for dinner. I mean, most of the time, like I did a Mississippi pot roast, and that comes with some rice, and I add a little bit of gravy to it.
Those.
Yeah, it's just so, like that's what we did last night. And tonight we did
The
chicken
pepper
and
cheese
couscous.
are great.
Oh yeah, we did chicken and couscous tonight. So a little box of the very small couscous, and then you add a can of what is it, 8 ounces or something like that, or 16 ounces, 14 ounces, something like that, of diced tomatoes, and you can use like cilantro, lime, or whatever, the rotella. Perfect. And then you take a whole rotisserie chicken and you break it up into small pieces and you put that all in a bowl, mix it all together. It's like 5 or 6 meals. I mean, if you got a family of like 50 like you have, then you might get 1 meal out of it, but
oh yeah, are we back to me and Mo being in a relationship?
Yeah.
They're just gnawing on the chicken as we're out in the van, like, arr.
They're gnawing on the bones of the chickens. We're hungry.
I think I am going to say goodbye to you guys because I get up at 4 to start, searching for news.
Oh, do you now?
Yeah.
You know what I've been doing the whole time? I've been searching for news.
Well, yeah, but also the furry overlords get me up. The 5 starving cat overlords will get you up at 4 a.m. to make sure that you don't forget to feed them.
Yes.
And then Fry decides that that's a good idea to
eat
go
cat
out
food.
and make sure. Yeah.
He's just like, hey, this stuff is tasty. If you this is awesome. Like you walk around and you follow them, and they're like little pest dispensers. They just drop this stuff right out, and you can pick it up, and it makes my teeth all shiny. Have you ever seen my teeth? See, look,
Oh my
look,
God, yes, he does. I'm like,
I know.
no, it's not the archaeology I want you to do. You are not Indiana Jones. It's not the dial of dysentery. Stop it.
Yeah, it's a domination kind of thing, because the dogs feel they can eliminate the scent of the animal by doing it. It's weird.
I
Yeah.
just figured Fry's just not very smart.
No, dogs do that. Yeah, dogs love snacks from the litter box.
Yes,
That
they
is
do.
their favorite like pastime. They will
I
go up there and they will come up to you and they'll be sitting there still having like clay chunks like dropping off their beard and they're just going.
I am like, go away. No, I don't love you. Stay away from my face. Go away. Why? Go.
I am not
No.
letting you lick my face. No.
I'm like, oh, we need to change what we're feeding these animals. Oh. Just all of this.
It's like, ugh, but you ain't wrong. Well, you have a wonderful and I will be probably streaming this tomorrow. If you're available, I'll drop you a link.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. I probably will. There's a bunch of stuff dropping from Delphi, so I might do a stream tomorrow during the day.
Very cool.
Holy crap.
Nice.
Yes. So make sure you guys, if I've got some folks over here, make sure that you're subbed to this lovely lady, Mointhedeepend. Her links are up there at the very top, at the very top. And we're running a poll right now, so make sure you hit the like button. Make sure that you check something on that poll and see if we don't come up with what the rest of the world thinks of Shady Sadie. I think we already know, but I'll leave the poll up there for a while until we get closer to the end of this evening. We'll see you soon, Mo.
Yeah, I definitely want to see how many people think.
Oh, we can do it right now. How about that? We pull the poll right now so you can see. Well, this will make you
definitely all innocent, I'm sure.
Oh yes, so innocent. Let's
all the innocence.
And let me see. We're going to end the poll, and what we've got, unbelievable. We've got this right here.
Wait, that doesn't math.
Louise. Yes, it does. 80% say yes, and 19% say undecided out of 26 votes. That's why. Because there's 26 votes.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. See, I can't math anyways. I should have been a lawyer.
Yeah. if there would have been more votes, we would have gotten a different response. I heard nothing. You're playing with Puff the Magic Dragon. Oh my God.
Yes, all of us. H&R Puff and stuff.
Oh yeah. There was, oh God, it was so wicked. But we're at an hour, but trust me, you're not going to miss anything because we will stop this before we get to all the really good stuff. That'll be tomorrow night.
Yeah,
and then
I just want to see her sign with a stutter because I'm a terrible person. I'm going straight to hell.
Oh, and well, what we're going to do is after we finish this one, then we're going to watch Zach's almost immediately after it. So I'm going to make sure that's timed out. So you can sort of get an idea of where he came in on this, where it's just like, holy crap. Like just his response to it.
Probably
to the way
utter
that
befuddlement.
It is because he's thinking, oh yeah, this is the same bullshit I've been dealing with forever. You know, since we separated, I've been dealing with this crap. You know, she's fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but I expect it. You know, bring it on. What more bullshit are you gonna throw at me? I've already been picked up by you guys before because she hit me with a broom. You know. But cops get called and guess who's going to jail? So he knows what's going on.
Yeah. But then they lay down murder and he's like, the hell?
No, they didn't lay down murder right away. They arrested him for stalking. And he was like, something else is going on here. What in the hell is going on? Like as he's being toted out, what is going on? This makes no sense. And it was, what did you say, Farrell? It was months before they actually charged him with murder.
7 months.
7 months after this.
It took 7 months for them to find the DNA in the back of his van.
Ugh, this is so dumb.
So he sat in jail for 7 months on a stalking charge.
How can they even label him as dead? I mean, technically, he hasn't been dead long enough to be dead.
They
I
were
mean,
finally
legally.
able to declare him legally dead after the trial. He's still a missing man, though. They
That's,
still have his thing up.
again, that's too stupid to be stupid. How can you murder a person who's not dead?
Right.
I mean, I know I'm a little enhanced right now because of my legs, but that doesn't math.
So is
That's
that
like,
what we're getting you for this Christmas? Next Christmas, we're getting you some bionic legs.
I mean,
Right.
that's like Ghislaine Maxwell trafficking children to no one.
Right.
No, really. I'm still going to read those. I'm still going to read her trial transcripts. I also have Epstein's trial transcripts.
Well, okay, so here's the thing that people aren't understanding. These are just people that were even vaguely mentioned in the depositions. These aren't like, you know, the blacklist. This isn't the client
Right.
list.
It's just
So,
everybody involved
uh,
around
th-
them at all.
yeah, this is just like, did you ever see, I'll pull a name out of the hat, Kevin Spacey on this plane? And she would say, yes, because he's a creepy guy, allegedly. And then that's where they would get that from. That's, I mean, yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
It
not the
doesn't
real
add up.
ones.
It does not add up. The names
Well,
in the list that was released. Yeah. Yeah. That is one thing that I was reading through, and they never have released the names of all of the people. They allude to certain people. They allude to Trump basically being there or him being at Mar-a-Lago at some point in time, but Trump did not have any love for the guy whatsoever.
no.
He actually threw him out of Mar-a-Lago because he assaulted one of his employees, and Trump was
Yeah.
like out of here.
Out.
I think there was something that I was watching today, like at lunch, about Epstein that at some point in time, Trump said, "Yeah, I've known him for like 15 years. We lived on the same island, whatever." And he's a great guy, sure. That's what it came across as. And he's probably kicking himself in the ass for ever even saying that. But let's put it this way: there was a certain president that might have showed up there a few times. There might have been a few attorneys and famous actors and actresses that have been to Epstein's little private island.
Yeah. I mean, the rot goes deep with that one.
Yeah.
And we still haven't figured out whatever went on in Las Vegas. I mean, don't make me pick what the feds haven't, found.
Yeah. Or
But
they found that they've chose to bury. But you have
I'm
a
still
wonderful
going with
evening.
aliens or
Yes.
Odinists. I mean, at this point, I
Odinist.
feel very, very disturbed that I don't know if lizard people are in charge anymore. If it's Odinist, my whole
Well,
life is
I
just
did
upside
one of
down.
my streams about the Odinisms. I was actually trying to get Danny on for that one to talk to me about it, but yeah, she has her Twitter blocked up where you have to be a subscriber or suck a certain amount of dick, I guess, to like be able to talk to her. I don't suck dick, so I don't give a shit.
But
I told you I would message her for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
on that note, I will let you
Bye,
guys go.
Mo.
Bye, Mo. See how I could change things up so bad. It's one of those where it's like I reached out to Legal Vices and was just like, I want to have her on and just discuss some of this stuff, and then I never heard back. It's like, okay, well, I thought you were buds with her, but if she's not interested, it doesn't hurt my feelings whatsoever because I'll still cover the shit anyhow.
Right.
It's just me. I don't care. There we go. That'll make her feel better. For some reason, she hasn't completely logged off.
Yeah, I saw that it was spinning.
Yeah, she's still showing up in the back room. I'll just do that.
Kick her out.
No, she left. I didn't have
okay.
to. It just took a while. She probably did it differently because that ain't gonna get her on. Well,
maybe it'll. Never mind.
because that ain't gonna get her on. No, I don't care at this point. That's the thing.
He's not trying to
really
get her
don't.
on, Eris.
No, I wasn't trying to get her on. I am the kind of person that I reach out to people that I find interesting that might be able to, add something to whatever I'm talking about. And if they don't have any interest or they just make themselves unavailable, then that's fine. I don't care. I really don't. It matters not to me because I'm going to continue on. That's just the way I am. It matters not to me. Well, we're not trying to get her off either. No, I think she's absolutely a wonderful human being. Like I said, I reached out to a couple of different people and she didn't respond. So either those people didn't pass on the communication or she wasn't interested. It was just like, yeah, what do I need to do with this guy that's just got a couple hundred subs? I don't care. I got better things to do. I do it all the time. There's no hard feelings. I don't have any issues with it. I was just making a joke. I guess it sort of fell flat, but that's me. I'm flat, chested. What can I say? Unlike.
So Wednesday he said, I told him, oh yeah, Debbie's coming over to watch us. And I said, yeah. I said, she, misses the kids or whatever. She's going to come over for a little bit. I had told him this stuff. And so then he called me and he's like, well, I want the right of first refusal. If you want to go hang out with your boyfriend, you need to call me first and I'd be happy to watch the kids. And I'm like,
so you understand what he's talking about, the right of first refusal?
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of people don't understand what the right of first refusal is, and David was talking about that also, because I wasn't actually sure until he started speaking of it. I was like, oh yeah, now I understand what that is. What right of refusal is the ability for, if, say, for example, Farrell and I are divorced and I've got the kids, instead of me sending it off to like a friend or a sister or something like that, right of first refusal would mean that Farrell, being the ex-wife and the mother of the children, would be able to see the children before I would. That's what right of refusal is.
You've sure been married a lot on this stream.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's sort of kinky. But that would be what it is saying that, want to give the Milwaukee jail system A+, don't want to risk having to throw in a pen Yelp review. That's horrible, Brandon. That's horrible. But that's sort of what a lot of people didn't understand. And because the cop is, especially if you're watching this and you don't understand these terms, you sort of, they don't blend in. They don't make a whole lot of sense. Like that's why I'm saying the first time I watched this, I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense that, he's wanted to exercise this right of saying, hey, I'm happy to watch the kids. If you're going to be going out on a date, even if it's just for a few hours, then why not, just bring the kids over here, drop them off or whatever. And understandably, she may say, well, it's because I'm only going to be for a couple of hours and my friend is here and it's just going to be it's going to take more time, or it's going to be more of a hassle for me to bring the kids over to you or you to come pick them up. And I just don't have the bandwidth for it tonight. And you have to be able to work with somebody on that kind of stuff. So she's not completely wrong on this.
I don't need you to watch the kids. Debbie wants to hang out tonight and I got other stuff to do. Like, I don't necessarily, it's none of your business what I'm doing, essentially. But I'm like,
well, actually it is.
It's not for that or whatever. And then, he's like, well, I just want you to know, he's like, and I told him, I said, well, I just want you to know I accepted this place in Sussex
Yes.
because we're moving. He said, so that you know. He's like, well, I didn't know if I told you, but I'm moving too. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, well, yeah, that I've got that place in West Dallas or Green.
Holy shit. So he's already talking about he's moving. He's got a place in West Dallas and he's thinking about moving. That's why he's going to try to get custody of the kids. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Well, he told her that he was going to.
First things first, don't ever do it. I'll tell you, don't do it. If it's a better opportunity, get yourself established and then fight for the custody of the kids. Suck it up, bust your ass, whatever you need to do. Get yourself established first. Don't let them know what the fuck is going on. That's
Right.
making it, and I'm not saying that you need to abandon your children. I'm not saying you don't need to tell them what's going on, but you don't need them.
Don't tell them that you're doing stuff to gain custody.
Right.
Because then they're going to do everything that they can to make sure you can't.
Get yourself established.
Frame you from unaliving.
Yes. Do it before, get yourself established beforehand, even if it means that you have to keep up 2 households and you have to drive back and forth on the fucking weekends just to see your fucking kids. It doesn't matter. It's well worth the fucking price. Get yourself fucking established. Suck it up like a motherfucker, but never show your hand. Never show your hand. Just be like, not showing my hand, because what if you get to Dallas and you realize, shit, this job was not what I expected it to be, and I'm not going to make any money whatsoever. This is a horrible situation. I'm taking my ass back. You still got that out. But yeah. Yep, sneak attack. Seriously.
Field or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, well, he goes, well, do you want to hate me now? He's like, I don't really know if I need to talk about this, but you're going to hate me. And I'm like, okay, what? And then he's like, well, I retained a lawyer and I'm taking you I'm taking you to court for custody of kids.
Right there is a cop that would be setting red flags off. If somebody told me that would be setting red flags off in a heartbeat.
Right.
Because already she's saying, oh, you're going to hate me. I'm taking you to court for custody. Immediately, my ass is looking at this person going, you just showed every bit of your hand.
You thought I had a frog? Oh.
Stanley Cup. That's a bowl, isn't it?
It's a cup.
I can't really see. You are literally the size of an icon. You're like really tiny, because this screen is 13 inches. It is such a small screen.
I mean, some would say that's pretty big, Shizzy.
Well, size does effing matter, as Texas Jen would say. But yeah, no, I really, I mean, I can tell you that you're there, but if you were flipping me off, I would have to look really close to see that you were flipping me off. I mean, like, I have to look for it. But so yeah, I would be very suspicious as a cop seeing that right there, of her saying, oh, custody battle, and wait, you're accusing this guy of doing all this stuff. Oh, okay, this puts a whole new spin on it. And the fact that he's just sitting there typing away, just, okay, gotcha, we got our man. This is going to be an easy day. We're going to have this case solved by the end of the night.
I just said good luck, I'm like, fine, good luck, whatever you got to do. Okay, we're done. Conversation over. Like, sounds good.
27 pounds of marijuana that don't help you any.
That's on. You got that? You got that?
Oof.
Why is he telling her things that they found at Zach's?
He goes, well, do you want to hate me now? He's like, I don't really know if I need to talk about this, but you're going to hate me. And I'm like, okay, what? And then he's like, well, I retained a lawyer and I'm taking you taking you to court for custody of kids.
Or was that what he got picked up with in South Dakota?
Whatever you gotta do. Okay, we're done. Conversation over. Like, sounds good.
27 pounds of marijuana that don't help you any.
That's on. You got that? You got that?
No.
Sweet. We tried to look it up and I thought he was bullshitting me.
That was when he got picked up in South Dakota. It's what he had in his car.
27 pounds of marijuana.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I mean, yeah, he's not wrong. It doesn't look good but if he's got evidence of illicit drug use on her part too, I don't look very good for her.
Like I said, people do stupid things and they do bad things. Always
Right.
trying
Nobody
to
ever
make
said
a
that
buck.
Zach was a saint.
And he never said he was a saint. But
Right.
you know, he may sit there and say, yes, I did this. Yes, I did this. But I'll be damned if you're going to tell me that I deleted somebody and ridded themselves of their body.
Right.
And that's pretty much what he's saying. Is like, no, like you can accuse me of all the bad shit that I did, and I'll be the first one to admit to it, but I did not do this.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so then, anyways, that's a whole other thing. So anyways, that Wednesday, so then he told me that he was gonna take me to court, and I'm like, whatever, that's fine, you do what you have to do. That night, the sitter came over, I was at Rosalio's, like I said, we went to go get tacos. It was...
I bet it looks like a burned out taco.
I can't believe anything goes on with me. He tries to keep conversation with me, like all the time. Whenever I'm going over there, it's like he knows that I'm like going there or something.
What?
Because you are always dropping the kids off on somebody and going there.
Yep.
It's not hard to figure out.
You know, I almost suspect as much as she talks about this stalking stuff, as she wasn't stalking Rosalio.
Well, she's the one that went down to go check up on him when he didn't talk to her for like 12 hours.
That's what I'm saying. I think she's the stalker here. I think she wants to know what everybody's business in. Yeah. Potheads aren't really the ones killing people. Just saying, yeah.
Right?
It's pretty straight up right there. But she seems like the very stalker type. Like shows up whenever she feels like it and does whatever the hell she wants to. Because I saw his interview and he's just sort of like, okay, whatever, it's bullshit. I'm used to dealing with her bullshit. Whereas she's just like, oh, it's got to be him. He totally did this. He totally deleted him. Well, you don't even know dude's dead yet. That would be the question. How do you know he's dead?
Right. Have you found him yet? Is there any news? Like, well, I don't understand. Wouldn't you want to ask questions about the missing person?
I mean, we're here almost at an hour point, and she just keeps talking about all the shit that he's done, but hasn't brought up anything about. Yeah, I mean, you know, I was.
The only time she's mentioned his name is when she's saying something about Zach and saying something about him or stalking them, or she hasn't brought him up to worry about him. Nothing.
No concern. No, none.
I don't always tell her where I'm going, but he's got her so involved.
Project much?
Like I said, showing her video. I mean, all of that's wrong. There's nothing I can do about it, and she's telling me, and I'm like, I just have to document it. Okay, so anyways,
her paper trail.
I'm at Rosalio's. We get back to the house.
This is the night.
This is Wednesday.
Okay.
We got done eating tacos. Yep. We were sitting on the couch. And Rosalio hadn't even gotten out of his work clothes yet because we just went to go get food.
Okay.
So she's happy with the dirty, nasty, sweaty, smelly, stanky ass crotch. She's fine with that. She just bury her nose right in it. Just like, you smell so manly.
And we were watching Songland. And he says to me, he's like, is this okay? He's like, to watch, or do you want to watch something else? I'm like, no, this is fine, you know? So we watched an episode of Songland. And then he's like, well, let's watch this episode.
Of Song Ends?
I don't know. This is where
I
she
don't
claims
know.
that she knows Zach was watching her because she claims that he texted her exactly what Rosalio just said. But if somebody did that, wouldn't your response be, what the hell? Right? She's like, oh, I think you texted the wrong person.
Yeah.
And then I'll go take a shower. I'm like, okay. Well, when we got back,
You don't want none of her tacos.
he's
That
like, is it
cheese
hot in here?
that cheese is dripping off of there.
Oh,
You don't want
Shizzy.
And he opened up the screen door that's there, you know, and he just opened up like this far over there and left the blinds closed. And then before he went to go in the shower, he's like, oh, I'm just going to close this, you know, or whatever. And then I'm like,
one of my puppies standing at the top of the stairs looking at me. Just like,
Aw.
hey buddy, what's going on? He's like got this head turned. I'm like, okay.
Big gross.
He just came down and climbed into a chair. Okay, he's cool. Roast beef, definitely not lasagna grade. No, it's not even lasagna grade. It's more like
Oh, you
open-faced
too.
roast beef that just sort of like fell on the floor a couple of times at Arby's. You know, I have no love for Arby's. I can't eat an Arby's. I got food poisoning one time at Arby's. Like it was so bad. Like within like 3 hours, I was like not a happy camper. Within 3 hours, I was not feeling well at all.
She was Julie, and she had all even if she didn't have anything to do with this, she had all afternoon. This is what it says on there's a timestamp on there.
Mm-hmm.
She had all day. What's it, like 4:30 in the afternoon or something?
She had a whole weekend to come up with these stories.
Well, no, I'm just saying, even if the timestamp is on there, even if she had nothing to do with it and she only had from the time that she found the scene to the interview, she still had all day long to go over these things and come up with things like that.
A story.
Or she could have been coming up with it from then too, because she was trying to retain custody of the children.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. I'd be very suspicious of her trying to retain custody of the children. And what kind of lies is she spinning in the middle of this? Right. You know, and here's the thing. Maybe she's not trying to frame him to start out with. But if
they're listening to her.
But if they get the cops' eyes on him, then she can bring that up in court. It's like, listen, he's been suspected of, he's done X, Y, or Z. He's been picked up by the cops. Oh, and look at all this other stuff that we found out about him with his drug stuff, and he's unfit to be a father. All of these little things that she couldn't find out before, all of a sudden, now she's got an in. She's got information. Information is key. Information is power. And she's got it. Hey, gutter girl, how you doing? Good to see you. Glad you can make it in. So now they've got all the information about her. They got all of this. And it's just like, maybe she didn't intend on him other than just causing a ruckus and causing a disturbance in his life. Who knows? You know, we don't know what her end goal is in this, but it is not pure.
Yeah, that's cool. And so he closed it and locked it, and then he took a shower. They stayed on the couch and just watched the show.
By the way, if you guys have not subbed to Gutter Girl, she was at 500 last I talked, so she was working on getting her monetization, and she's got to maintain that 500 throughout that monetization portion of it. She may just be waiting on the approval from the YouTube and the AdSense to send her that nice little letter. It takes a little while. Don't stress it. As long as you've got the monetization that's already in there, it just takes a little while for you to be able to collect anything that comes off of that monetization. Once you enter it in there, man, it's cakewalk from there, and you can just pretty much just keep doing what you're doing. And she does it well. And just remember, she is every Tuesday, so she'll be streaming tomorrow night. Go check her out. Show her some love. Oh, yes.
She got it. Awesome. Congrats.
Yeah. I love hearing that. That just makes me so happy. That really does. I mean, and I think you just did her one or two.
Yeah, she just had her 2. It was 2 years. Yep.
Yeah, 2 years.
That's awesome.
She's been grinding on it, and just, I mean, it just makes me feel good seeing other people prosper.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched the very beginning of her 2-year stream, but it's so hard for me to listen to streams like that when I'm working. So,
and I'll do this. Hey, like I said, I don't know shit about this whole case, but I picked up on her being a lying, manipulative piece of shit in about the first 30 seconds of this interview. I don't have quite Yamaha's voice, but damn it, I can come pretty damn close. At least I can do the. Gutter's Pub. That's no. It is.
All you, babe.
Passion. It is, because you busted your ass to do that. It's we're everybody is absolutely happy to support people in this space, and if they're not, then they're just assholes. So I try to avoid being an asshole as much as possible, because it just comes too natural for me.
I don't. Yeah, no.
It becomes
I don't care.
For me to, not be an asshole. I'll take the moon, Shizzy. Well, I got a moon for you. You really want to see a moon? Because I do have one.
Hi, Kaiser. Shizzy cut me off.
Kaiser, how's it going?
And I tell you.
I'm out in the garbage. Oh, I thought he said out in the garbage.
Out in the garbage?
No, he's out in the garage having a smoke of his pipe. Oh, that's awesome.
I love the smell of pipe tobacco.
I will tell you a story. Not this second, but I will tell you a story about. You just have to remind me to tell you about smoking a pipe in the military. It's a very funny story. Oh no, it is. It's good. It's good.
My mom's best friend's husband always smoked pipe, so that's it. The smell reminds me of him.
Well, it also depends on what you got. There might be one too many letters in there. Let me try that again. Paste. No, it's right. Yeah, it's correct. So check your Discord.
Oh.
Kaiser.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what? I didn't get anything.
Kaiser. Yeah. Discord. And I'll quit Discord because it's been eating up bandwidth. No. So,
oh yeah, Discord's horrible for that.
Oh God, yes, especially on this one. So, okay, I'll tell the story because it's funny. This guy, which he could speak Swahili. His parents would speak Swahili. So he would communicate with them, but he ended up becoming a good friend, just like this man right here, Kaiser Pineapple. And
howdy, y'all.
Hi.
So what he did is he was like, and this was during school. So finished up basic training. We're in school, and he goes, he goes, I smoke cigarettes, but I'm sort of getting burned out on it. I want to do something to sort of like piss people off. And I was like, oh, what are you going to do? He's like, oh, I'm going to like get some cigars and some pipe smoke. And I was like, I've never smoked a pipe. He was like, oh, really? He goes, we'll go down to this little place and I got a corncob pipe, just some like $1.99.
Good old Missouri Meerschaum.
Yeah. And got some like, pipe tobacco. I think it was like some sort of cherry or something. I mean, it was like
cherry Cavendish.
There you
go. Good classic.
So it was just like, and what we would do is we would set out in the smoking section, because you would be given breaks, and we'd set out in the smoking section, and the smoking section would clear out because they didn't like the smell of the cigars or the pipe smoke. And so we would just sit out there and we would light those up and puff on them for just a little bit. And then people would run off and leave. And then we'd put them out and smoke cigarettes.
Nice.
Such dicks.
Yeah, I do love the smell of my pipe tobacco. Of course, I smoke aromatics anyway. Right. So they're made to smell good.
So have you seen this interview, Kaiser?
I watched part of it, probably about the first 30 to 40 minutes of it, and then I had to leave because I think I was watching Nick's stream when he first did it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I watched it on MLS, and which was I didn't catch all of it, and so I'm watching it for a second time, and that's where I've sort of evaluated my opinion on it, because whenever I first watched it, I was just like, okay, now I understand why they went after Zach. And then as it got towards the end of it, I sent a message out to David, and I was just like, David, are they signing or anything? Because something seems disjointed to me, and I can't put my finger on it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And he was just like, oh, I don't know. Let me go back and look. And so I don't know if you looked or anything.
I haven't.
That I just was picking up on. And then I spoke with Mo, and she said she hadn't seen any of this, just because life in general keeps everybody fucking busy.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's like, if you want to watch it with me, I'm gonna do a rewatch of this and sort of like pick apart some of the stuff. And she was like, absolutely. And so we started watching. I think we were probably about not even 15, 20 minutes into it. And it hit me what was so disjointed about it is that she was pointing the finger at Zach and so concerned about him, about
getting
Zach,
custody.
No, about Zach doing this. Like, she was immediately saying that I know that Zach killed him. I know that Zach's done something with him. I know that he was stalking me. And she's like making all of these accusations. And it's a little bit later that she starts making these accusations, but within it, she's accusing him of deleting somebody that, first of all, they don't know who this is. They just
never met the guy, had he?
Well, no, I'm saying the police don't know who he is. They don't know who lives at this location or is supposed to live at this location. They don't know whose blood it is. They don't know that the person is actually missing. It could be somebody else's blood. It could have been that he killed somebody.
Maybe he's on the run.
Maybe he's on the run. They don't have any of this information. Immediately, she's saying that I know that he did something to him. So that right there makes me very suspicious. And it could be absolutely innocent of her just trying to like throw shade on him, but it makes me very suspicious and makes me think that she knows more than she's saying.
Well, that's been obvious since day one.
Well, right. But
yeah.
But the fact that the police didn't even investigate on this is what really pisses me off about it.
Yeah, they just automatically went with what she said and didn't bother.
Literally, her story here is their entire case at trial.
Yeah. This is their entire case.
Yeah.
Everything.
I really want them to find this guy in Mexico alive or something like that. And then suddenly like, oh shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and then rub Gravely's nose in it.
Yep. Could you imagine how fast that dude would get disbarred?
Yeah. Well, no, he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, one could
Well,
dream.
he's leaving anyway.
Yeah. What it takes to get disbarred is gross negligence to the level that he hasn't even reached.
Well, he should have reacched it with all of his with tampering with witnesses.
Well, let's put it this way: stealing client funds will get you disbarred, or misappropriating client funds will get you disbarred. And there's not even a question asked. It's just immediate. You know, a lot of times, for example, if someone is to file a bar complaint, it goes under review, and they will review it, and they'll see if it holds up to any merits of disbarment. And that's about as far as it usually goes. My wife's had like 3 bar complaints filed against her because
how many has Rackets had? 85 million of them.
I think he's up to like 35
Probably getting
or
one a
something
week.
like that. But to meet the threshold of disbarment, you have to be doing something, one, that's illegal or misrepresenting something. You know, there's a big threshold that you have to hit. It would be like him giving legal advice to somebody that and like that's not legal advice kind of thing.
Right.
You know, that might be disbarment. Or if I were to pay him a certain amount of money to represent me, and then he never represents me, and then the money just disappears out of his trust account, then yeah, that'll get you disbarred right there. Like no questions asked. That they're just like done. It could be $1. It doesn't matter.
Yep. I'm the entertainment guy. I just ask the questions so that way the chat can learn something.
There you go. There you go. Oh, call him out on man whore. Yes, we know you who you are, Yamaha. You man whore, you. As I prefer a sophisticated gigolo. Thank you very much. She's just like, I'll take it, my love, and just toss it in my face. Oh, it ain't nothing he's gonna toss in your face, but I'll say something.
We can share, Eris. Calm down. Shizzy had to share me with Mo.
Yeah.
I've been married to Mo and Shizzy just in tonight's stream.
No, you were dating me. You were married to Mo.
And then I married you because we had to get married if we got divorced on the second round.
Well, that was the second round, you know.
Boy, this is complicated.
I know. Love triangles, you know.
Love triangles, sex splits, or something.
I'm thinking this is more of a parabola. Polyamorous parabola, something of that nature.
No, I'm fragile, man. I'm French.
Sounds Italian.
I get a text message from Zach, and I want to say, no, it might have been from that stupid
pervert?
I think she said stupid barbecue.
Okay.
Is she talking about the family party she was at?
Sent me a text message that was what Rosalio said to me. Like literally his words. What he said. Do you want to watch this, or is there something else you want to watch? And Zach texted to me. And I texted him back and I said something like,
No, what did you say exactly? You texted him back, you're looking at the text.
About, like, was after the wrong person again or something like that? And he texted me back, yes.
It's amazing how she's leaving out some of those detailed facts of, I said something like what I meant to say was, now that it looks really bad that I said this. That's what she's saying.
It sounds like she's weaving a narrative as she goes.
Yes, as she's been doing for the past hour.
There it is. Okay. So that Wednesday,
She's got very
And it was
large hands for a
9:08
little woman.
PM. Like I said, Rosario, I had just gotten done eating. It was about 9 o'clock by the time we were done eating. And
Yeah, I'm sure she was eating something. From what I understand, he just got off work, showed up at her place, and she was getting like up in that sweaty.
looked at my phone, and the text message from Zach came in that said, "And it's after 9, just arrive after the kids go to bed?" ? So I thought, okay, he clearly knows I'm here, and he thinks that I just got here, and he thinks that Rosario has his kids, and that the kids are in bed. Like, that's how I'm taking it at that point, right? Like, okay, he thinks I'm here, and I don't.
We don't care about your thoughts or feelings. What exactly is being said, woman?
Respond. And
Blah,
then
blah,
at
blah,
9:36, so about 30 minutes later, he says, "Is this okay for now, or is there something else you want to watch?" ? So that was 9:36, would have been about the time that we were done eating and watching the show. Now the window would have been open, right? And
Who fucking
if he
cares?
was outside, he would have heard him say that to me. I mean, that would have been clear.
Maybe this is the kind of
So,
shit she says all the time.
So if
Yeah, I was gonna say, people have
somebody
schedules.
else texted it to you, if somebody said something and somebody else immediately texted that to you, you'd say, "What in the actual F is going on?" You wouldn't say, "Oh, I think you texted the wrong person." Ha ha.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's so disjointed. It should be like, what in the hell is going on?
Like,
I
even
wouldn't
if it's
think-
completely innocent, if I'm watching something and somebody texts me that, like, something about if I'm talking to somebody the next day and they like bring up something I saw in a commercial or the TV show, I'm like, dude, that's weird. Like, you know, I just freaking watched that last night. Or
yeah,
people
It's
do that
okay.
all the
I
time.
know. I know what you're watching, Farrell.
I know it. I was there, Farrell. I was
Well,
looking over your
because I
shoulder
watch
as you were
YouTube
watching
and you're
The
watching the
Voice.
same stuff I watch.
I'm all like Gary Busey. I'm in your walls.
I'm in your walls. God, dude, he's so damn hilarious.
It's so cute that you use movie references on me when I've never
I
watched
know, it's
any of
amazing. It's
them.
almost as if it's almost as if that's my thing.
Well, I don't know any of them, so
I do. I know a
Oh.
lot of them. I see. I get the references. but
You'll enjoy
I
this. So
I don't know what movies they always come from, but I know a lot of the references.
So my dad lived his last couple years down here with us, but we're from like Montana area. So we like the last 10 days we knew we were on death watch with him and stuff. And my oldest sister's kind of an airhead. But so I'm talking to her on the phone and she's like, "So are you gonna like do the funeral down there and then we'll just do something up here later?" Or I'm like, no, we're gonna, do the funeral up there. And she's like, "Oh, so is he gonna be cremated?" And I said, "No, he's gonna be buried." And she's like, "Oh, so you guys just gonna load him up in the pickup then and bring him up?" I'm like, "This is not Weekend at Bernie's, ma'am."
You just said, sure. Can you meet me halfway? Because I don't think we can carry him the whole way. Because we have to.
I'm like,
we're
I'm
dragging
pretty
him
sure
with,
that's
like-
illegal.
No, it's not.
I mean, just load him up into one of them big ass freezers you get at Costco. You drive them across country. You get them in the back of the truck. Get them there as quick as you can before he starts to smell.
Oh, no.
It's that morbid sense of humor I have. I'm sorry.
You're fine. Oh, no, you're fine.
That's why you do it in the winter, so you don't have to worry about a freezer.
I mean, it was Christmas time, so it was winter.
Oh, it's perfect. It's just like you just load it up in the back of the pickup truck and make sure you have 6 people there because we're going to carry him straight to the graveside as soon as you take the pickup truck.
No. He actually beat us there because the funeral home down here picked his body up and they put him. He flew, so he actually got to Montana before we did.
Was it like catapult or trebuchet or?
I don't know. I'm just sitting here thinking about my whole freezer idea. It's like, you know what? It'd be easy way to save a bunch on a coffin. You just sit there and lower down the frigid air, and it's like, why are we burying them in that? Look,
Saving money.
Uncle Roger got the last $4 and he stored them in there. It's where he wants to be.
Well,
Wow.
and of course in Louisiana they don't bury the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
They keep them in crypts above ground because they'll pop back up out of the ground because it's.
They have some of those here. I mean, not like down there, but.
Well, they can't do it. I mean, because they've had that problem before where
Because of flooding and stuff.
Yeah. And because those things are sealed, so they tend to float right back up. So.
Well, a freezer's cheaper than a casket, Eris.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
Those are expensive.
Yeah, casket.
And you just put enough duct tape on it, it'll be nice and sealed too.
Yeah, for at least as long as you need it to be.
Exactly. Just get a technician out there, take the compressor off with all the, drain all the refrigerant out. It's environmentally friendly.
I was gonna say that'd be the bad thing is the EPA would be after you.
Well,
see, again, that's why you just get your buddy that knows how to fix refrigerators. Come on out there, take out the compressor, purge the lines. It'd be fine.
Well, and if they don't mind, you can always roll them up like a little ball and stick them in one of those 3x3 cubic, smaller freezers. So they take up less space. You get grandma next to them and grandpa. And
oh Lord!
You can get everybody right there just in one little freezer.
My wife and I have had this argument before. She's like, "So how do you want to be buried?" I'm like, cremate me, stuff me in a cardboard tube, and then just put me on the mantle until you're done and gone. Then just stick me in the casket, get a 2 for $1.
Yeah, there you go. Sounds good.
Yeah, I knew somebody that wanted to do that. Then they got divorced, but
for some reason, my wife thought that I wanted to be shot out of a cannon. I'm like, not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. But yeah,
if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna have to make special arrangements for the USS Missouri to do a proper send off. 16-inch shell, boom! There we go.
Well, what can become really disturbing is whenever people don't follow the last wishes. Like the mother-in-law, she still has the eldest son that passed away from a drug overdose, and in an urn. She keeps it, on her mantle, which is fine. My wife's like, it's fine, I don't care, but that was not what he wanted. He wanted to be,
right.
He wanted to have his ashes cast at sea, and she won't do that. He goes, so it's going to be up to me to do that. Great.
I love Body Farm. I need to get a packet and just do that.
Look, a couple 100 pounds of tannerite would give me the right send off that I need.
Oh, okay.
You could even pack it in the freezer and have a big old shrapnel, confetti party.
That would be a hell of a shrapnel confetti party, wouldn't it?
Well, you just get everybody far enough back and get a couple of high-speed cameras. Be great for the highlight reel.
It would.
I thought you'd want to be like put into a movie film or something.
Oh hell no.
No, that'd be enough movie for Kaiser. Just slow motion reel of seeing his head come flying at you really slow. Going,
get my last close up.
Sorry, we're so
I'm ready for my close up, Mr. DeVille. Whee!
Wow.
It's like the worst 3D movie you've ever seen.
I don't want to go to that 3D thing at Disney.
Well, it wouldn't be Disney because I wouldn't want to. Let's be honest. Now, Disney, I would definitely not want that because I'm pretty sure that some of those parts would get used for nefarious purposes, and I don't want that happening.
Nice.
I don't need Walt looking for spare parts. He ain't gonna find none that work on me.
Oh, he would look for
Well,
something.
parts of him are freezer burnt. He might need new ones.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but
you
I'll
know.
put it this way: say if you're looking for anything in the lungs or liver area, it ain't happening.
Oh my gosh.
Come by.
What's up, traveling fools? Good to see you.
Yeah.
Hey, traveling fools.
They trans you out, Kaiser. That's what I'm saying.
That's kind of
what
my
they
thought
do.
process of like why I want to stay as far away from Disney as possible.
Yeah. It's like I've lived my entire life as a man.
He
The
was
last
just
thing
a-
I want to do is
Yeah, I'd be a black woman when he's done.
Then again, I also fall back on the old Bill Engvall. It's like, I don't care. I'm dead. They've sewed my eyelids shut. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty
True.
much where I'm at with it. My wife is like, so how do you want this to like end up? I was just like, whatever. I was like, if you can find a ditch and just sort of kick me into it to like serve some sort of purpose or whatever, I'm cool. I don't care. I mean, it's the vessel that I've existed in.
Yeah.
I'm not there anymore.
Although I do kind of like Rodney Carrington's idea of get cremated and then save a little bit of the ashes and put me in the chili that they serve at the wake.
Note to
It's
self:
got a nice
don't
smoky flavor
attend
to it.
Kaiser's funeral.
It's like,
Kaiser would have
I'm
loved this. They say it's got this nice smoky flavor to it. And meanwhile, I'm sitting back here.
Gotcha.
Say that way I could wreck that ass one more time on the way out.
That's funny.
Oh, wow.
Oh, speaking of wrecking ass.
Because then I texted him at like 11, like, are you
I'm
guys
sorry,
here
I'm
on
horribly
Thursday?
derailing everybody.
And he didn't respond actually.
She's been watching this for 2 days and we're an hour in.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, telling me what is going on.
And
like, that was just
demonetized.
way too weird. That like,
Don't care.
Because I'm like, why are you texting me? Is that what you want to watch?
I'm
And I
on
just thought
I'm on
I
three
wasn't putting it together,
platforms right
you know.
now.
And then I'm like, wait a second, that's what Rosalio said to me. Like, and then I told Rosalio, and he's like, what the hell? He's like, this dude, what is going on? Like, he's really like, I mean, I probably a text message from him too, which is kind of
What? Wait a second. You're sitting there with Rosalio and you're getting text messages about him, Rosalio saying, what the hell is wrong with
Right.
this dude? Okay, that makes no sense whatsoever. Unless maybe you've got his cell phone and you're texting those things to yourself. Then it might make sense. Just saying there, that might be a little bit weird.
It definitely piques one's curiosity.
Yeah. My curiosity's peaked. Wow, my fingers look really like I've got 100 of them. It's weird. So here's my thought. So if, for example, he's reacting to something that she says that he's saying, of course he'd be like, okay, that's weird. What's up with this dude? I mean, what's going on? You know, at this point, if I was Rosalio, I might be going, okay, you've got crazy ex and you're giving me like these weird fucking vibes. I mean, sure, you don't mind like licking the undercarriage whenever I've been out working all day. You're up for that. But there's something wrong with you. And how about this? You know, you hang out over there with your kids and I'm going to hang out with mine. And, you know, we'll just take a little easy here, sweetheart. You know, it was fun, but, you know, it wasn't that fun.
I was going to say, you lost me at the salt lick.
Good night, Wolfie. What, that turned you on or something, Kaiser? I'm sorry.
I'm going to say, no, you lost me at that.
this dude, and like, I don't know.
Yeah, scroll through all the bad shit that you said.
Sorry. That's okay.
You want some tissue?
That kind of came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Yes.
Yep. And it ends out of nowhere too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is because all of a sudden she's like scrolling through this, and then it's like, what? Because Rosalio was like, what's up with this dude? Like, why is he so weird? And then all of a sudden she's like scrolls through some shit, and then she starts crying. Just keep watching. Boom. It's done.
Yeah. Done.
So the
But
waterworks.
rewind
showed up.
there.
So the waterworks show up. He gets up, gets her a tissue, and then all of a sudden she's like, poof, back. I mean, it's.
I was gonna say because there's not a cut or anything. I gotta watch the.
No, there's no cut.
You want some tissue?
It's too much.
Look.
I'll be
Yeah.
damned, and then just off.
Watch when he comes back in.
Yep. Yeah, but that's what.
If she was their suspect, they'd be playing this in court.
Yep.
Right there, how she turned it off immediately when he left the room.
Yeah, doing it in the box. No, it's all right. Times are tough right now.
And then turns it right back on.
Yep.
I've been telling Rosalio.
What incarnation is going on? Well, traveling fools, this right here is the woman that the entire state of what is it, Michigan? Wisconsin, that the entire state of Wisconsin based their case on to go after Zachariah Anderson. This testimony right here, this person claiming that Zachariah had to do something to her boyfriend of just a few weeks that she's only seen a few times, that her ex-boyfriend must have deleted him.
Couldn't be anyone else. No, not at all.
And not only did he delete him, but he did it in the period of time that she was with him. And after she left, within 24 hours, his body was missing. That's how fast he worked.
Not to mention the fact that he did that allegedly with a bad back for a guy that weighed more than he did. It was almost half a head, if not a full head.
Pounds.
Dude was what?
Yeah.
How much was he?
He was.
I want to say
Well,
it was
depends on who
275.
you ask. Who you ask when you ask them, because when he was a missing person at the beginning, his mother said I think it was like 275, 280, and she knew that one person couldn't do it because of how big he was, so it had to be at least two people. That's what his mother told the news. There's an article about it. And then when she's on the stand, she's like, oh, he was losing weight. He was like 240. And one of the other ones said he was like 225. I'm like, okay.
Dude, and
he's not a small guy. He was really tall too, if I remember right.
Yeah, he was a big dude, and
I'm 215 and at 215 pounds. Okay.
And Zach was like, I think at the time Saul said Zach was like 215, maybe something like that. He was around 200-ish.
Well, see, I weigh 215. I'm 6 foot, which is I'm overweight.
Yeah, can you carry a 300-pound man but you got to pick him up, and you can't let him touch the walls or touch the ground.
No, I'm saying I probably couldn't even pick up my wife and carry her like that, and not leave something behind. And she's like in the hundreds, like low hundreds. I couldn't do that. I mean, I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, yeah, I don't, especially if I'm in some sort of panic mode. because you're not thinking clearly whenever something like that happens. You're not looking.
And
to
nobody
cover
can
up your
see you at
tracks.
10 o'clock at night
No,
in an
10
apartment
o'clock at
complex.
night, in an apartment complex, and trying to roll them up in a carpet that I can't even fit the Yorkie in. Come on.
Right.
You know, let alone you know, anybody that's much bigger than that. It's like, wow, it's like maybe a shower curtain or something like that. I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
Well,
And,
I mean, they would have been able to see that and they would have made a note about it, like, hey, shower curtain's missing or something like that. I mean, you would
oh
think,
no, the only thing that was
anyway.
missing was this little bitty carpet underneath.
Right. I remember that. I'm just saying they would have made
And all
a
of his
note in the
shoes.
investigation that might have been missing.
Right.
I have questions.
Yeah. Oh, I have lots of questions. And I have questions for her. It's just like, why were you suspecting that Zach even deleted somebody? You don't even know that the person has been deleted because you don't have a body. How do you know that he didn't delete somebody and just like that's what he's doing? He's like off burying them somewhere and on the run. How do you know? You
Right.
don't even know this guy.
They never had a full DNA profile because they refused to go, because they would have needed to use his mother's DNA and his father's DNA to get a familial match, like a real one, but they wouldn't go find his dad. We couldn't find him. I found him in like an hour.
Yeah.
So don't tell me you can't find him because you have way more than I do.
Yeah. I'll be right back. I'm actually going to head back up to the office, but I'll still be listening along.
Well, that's cool. That's cool, brother. I'll see you in a bit.
Yep.
You know, and he's just like, thank you for being honest with me and just telling me what's going on. Like, I just, you know, like, I just want you to know because it's weird and I'm scared and whatever. And then, I don't know, and then I just, Rosalie has just been so good about staying in contact, you know, like we just talk several times a day. I mean,
or maybe you call him several times a day, but he goes, okay, yeah, okay. Or maybe he was like ghosting you at this point. Who knows? We don't know because we don't see what's going on. But you notice this little look, and and if you look really closely, right there, look at that face. She's looking up at the camera right now.
I hate her face.
That is an act for the camera. That is her looking up the camera. Dude, that's fucked up. And then she'll glance back down and she won't be looking at it anymore. She knows where the camera is. She's playing this for the camera. Yeah, don't forget to check me out in the morning for your morning whiz and coffee. And it's spelled W-H-I-Z. Z. There's no two Z's in there, just one Z with an H. Yes.
I never remember.
Morning whiz and coffee. I still get a kick out of it. I thought that was a fun, like, pun.
I love it.
Call me, he'll text me, usually good morning all the time, or if he does it in the morning, then at least in the afternoon or something.
What is Zachariah? Z-A-C-H-A-R. What was his last name again?
Anderson.
Is his last name underscore? Backspace twice.
He's so smart, though, like, you know, like.
He's so smart.
I don't know the right word, just.
Well, he's apparently smarter than you.
Is it the Greenfield police that were involved with that Christmas incident?
Where you hit him with a broom?
Yeah.
Christmas, no, that was in Germantown.
If my alarm wakes me tomorrow, you're funny, Harris.
I had such a bad feeling last night. I should.
Well, it might have been indigestion. Shouldn't eat all those tacos.
Him after he said he was going to go see a friend, and I just thought he'll text me when he gets home, and But I didn't hear from him that night, which I thought was kind of
Whoa,
weird.
whoa, 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 whoa. There, she just gave some more away.
He
just
said he was
gave
gonna.
some
He
more.
said he was going over to Michael's house.
Yeah. She just gave more away again.
I had such a bad feeling last night. I just didn't bother him after he said he was gonna go see a friend, and I just thought he'll text me when he gets home. And
Right there. I didn't bother him after he said he was going to go see a friend. And I just thought he'll text me whenever he gets home. So what's to say that he said or spoke to her and said, yeah, I'm going to go hang out with my friend. And she's suspicious and finds out, oh, wow, this is really suspicious. A friend, I don't trust him, because she has trust issues. She has serious trust issues that she doesn't trust what he's saying. And she just goes, hey, why don't I just go see this friend that he's talking about?
But I didn't hear from him that night, which I thought was kind of weird. But then I thought, oh,
Didn't hear from him that night, which she thought was kind of weird. So they've only been dated a short while, and it's really weird that she hasn't heard from him.
okay, well, he'll text me in the morning. Like, maybe, he'll text me in the morning or something. He's a guy, and I've only known him for a couple months, so I just.
Yeah, this part of it right here. Hey, Young, how's it going? Good to see you. So if I was a detective, I would be going, wait a second. So you're saying that you were in communication with him all up until the point where he disappeared. And okay, so let's corroborate.
Well, why didn't they ask what friend? Like, what
Yeah.
do you say? Why aren't they trying to track his last whereabouts? He's the missing party.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's just, oh, some friend. It's just like, wait, okay, so who is this friend? Okay. And so what? You had no communication with him from this point to this point. You said X, Y, or Z, and all of a sudden now, okay. So let me get where were you the night of September the 3rd? That would be my question. So where were you?
Right.
And like let's track down where you were at, so we can sort of, and we're doing this to eliminate you from being a suspect. I've only known him for a couple of months, so
But then that morning, I still didn't get a text, and I'm like, what's going on? And then that afternoon, I said,
what's going on? That motherfucker was ghosting you, and you decided to go visit.
is it a text?
I don't know.
Talk to him what?
It was Saturday at midnight when I left.
Saturday at
Text me
midnight.
when you get home. And I said, I texted him when I got home, because at midnight, because I got home about 1:09ish or a little after 1. And because
So Saturday at midnight, some dude shows up at their place, wants to have a talk with Rosalio. Maybe they were doing a deal. Maybe the deal went bad. Maybe she wasn't putting out for both of them. I don't know. What's going on here? Really convenient.
all the detours, everything was closed, and like the detours suck, and I sent him that on Saturday, early Sunday morning, Saturday when I got home. And then Sunday, I sent him a meme, and then he texted me, good morning.
What time is that?
So Sunday, she sent him a meme, and he said, good morning. Okay.
Why are you still mean?
At 1:25 a.m. I said detours suck, and that was on Sunday. And then I sent him a meme at like 10:30, and then he sent me back, good morning, Dave. That was at 10:54.
Okay.
And he was with the kids, and he's like, we're just waking up. And I didn't stay that night, but, you know, and then but I just said I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Thanks for inviting me. And he said it was nice to, which is his daughter, open up with you. So we just had some conversation that Sunday afternoon a little bit, and then at like 1:30 or like 2 o'clock, I said, "Hey, are you okay?" Because I felt bad because I thought, well, maybe he wanted me to stay.
That seems weird. Okay, so Friday, Saturday, she spent some time. She spoke with him, spent some time with the kids, sent out a meme, and he responded back. And then she sent out another meme, and he said, spending time with the kids. And then all of a sudden, it's just like she says, she apologizes. She feels sorry. Well, maybe he wanted me to stay. I'm confused.
And I just kind of felt like it was the first Sunday. This was on 2 o'clock on Sunday. Yeah.
2 p.m. Sunday.
Yeah.
You quit texting back.
No. I texted him at 2. Like we were texting back and forth in the afternoon on Sunday.
Okay.
But I was just checking in with him. I'm like, this is our last conversation though. Was 1:52. I just texted him and said, "Hey, are you okay?" Because like I said, I thought maybe he was like kind of mad that I didn't stay overnight and that I didn't want him to like, so it's just like, "Are you okay?"
Smile on her face.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Okay, so why he was just like, yeah, I had a great night, spent time with the kids, but then all of a sudden she texts him and says, "Are you okay?" Why? Like, okay, so you and I go out drinking one night and we have a good time. We hang out. We're shooting the shit. We're all like, "Hey, dude, I'll catch up with you later. I've got to go spend time with my kids." And I'm like, "Cool, I'll see you later." Glad we could hang out. And I bail and go home, and you spend the night with the kids, and the next morning you drop them off with their mom and stuff. And I why would I be texting you? Go, "Are you okay?"
Yeah,
That's weird.
odd.
It's like it'd be like, dude, we just talked like an hour ago, and I said I had a great time last night. I had a great time today. What the fuck do you mean? Am I okay?
Right.
I mean that's
fishy.
yeah, that's disjointed.
So checking in, that was at 1:52 p.m. Yep. And then he said, "Yeah, I'm good. Why do you ask?" And I said, "I'm just checking in, babe." And he said, "That's twice now that you are," he's like, "Are you having second thoughts?" Because there was another time I checked in with him and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just, a little worried about you." He's like, "How did you know?" And I said, "I don't know, like, you just tell him if you were quiet or whatever." He's like, "Yeah," he's like, "I'm just worried about you." And that was like a while ago. So this was what he was referring to. That's twice now that I asked him.
So weird.
And then I said, "No," I said, "I was actually thinking about us a lot today." And he's like, "What about us?" And that was at 2. And so this was all like around the 2 back and forth. And then my last text with him was, he said, "What about us?" And I said, "Just that I think we could have a lot of fun, all of us. And I think our kids would get along great. And I think that I want you to be my person for a while." And then he said, "Loved that whole thing." And then they said, "I think it's going to be challenging, of course, but I think we could survive, I hope anyway." And he said, "It will be challenging, but as long as we communicate and stay honest, we will be fine." And then that was like 2:30. And then 4:46, he texted me and said, "This rain is crazy. It's like Mother Nature telling Wisconsin you don't know how to act with warm weather and virus."
Yeah, that sounds
And I
normal.
texted him, I said, "It is." Laugh out loud. And I said, and then that was at like 4:52. He called me at about 8:30.
The next day? Or,
And
no,
he called my
8:30
phone
in
and
the-
I missed the call. And I texted him and I said, "Hi, hon." I said, "Getting the boys out of the tub. I'll call you back in a little bit." And then he texted me back at, a minute later and said, okay, no worries. I just dropped going over to Mike's for a little bit. And I don't know Mike. I just
Going over to
assumed it was
Mike's. Okay.
And I said, okay, cool. I said, well, then maybe text me or bring me when you leave there or something. And then at 8:36, he texted me back, okay.
Okay. So you went over to go see Mike. All right. Who's Mike? Mike is maybe his lesbian
normally you
lover.
would say, okay, babe, but okay, it's fine again.
Nothing abnormal there. I see nothing wrong with that exchange between him or her. Hers was a little weird, but okay.
At
Monday.
12:11, because like I said, I thought, I worked and did my thing that morning and just thought, okay, maybe he got up early to do this on the job site. He'll text me like at 8 times watched. And I said, hey, it's another rainy day. Hope your day is going well. And then I didn't hear anything. And then at 2:30, I texted him kind of a goofy face. And then I didn't hear anything. And then 5:30, I said, babe, is everything okay? I haven't heard from you all day. Just let me know you're okay. And then 8:30, I said, no, I'm worried. And I still haven't heard, but I called him in between here and like actually called his phone and it went straight to voicemail. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. And then I even tried calling like on message.
Yeah, I would be having so many fucking questions before she even got to this fucking point. I have so many questions. So here's the thing. So this is going into Monday. This isn't the weekend. So this is after the weekend. So they spent sort of the weekend together somewhat. She spent time with him, spent time with the kids. And then he says, I'm going off to see my buddy Mike. I'll be back in touch with you later. Why in the fuck are they looking at Zach then?
Yeah.
Because I would be concerned
Why are
about
they
this Mike dude.
solely looking at Zach? I don't think that it was wrong for them to look into Zach.
Right.
Because you have this girl that's saying, my ex is doing some kind of weird shit. Because some of the things he was doing were not,
not on the up
they
and up.
look fishy. They look fishy. But to solely look at Zach because she pointed the finger at him and not look at her, not look at Becky, who's sending messages saying it's going to happen in 1 week. You won't know when, where, or how,
right.
That's a shady text message.
Yeah.
Right.
And not look at Michael and to not look at anybody else.
I have so many questions, especially for her sitting in this interview. I mean, she is sitting right there. She has no attorney. I mean, you could read her Miranda rights as a
You wouldn't even have
suspect.
to.
And I
You're just
guarantee
questioning her.
I guarantee you, if they would have read her Miranda rights and started questioning her as a suspect, that
like they normally do with the person that
Mhm.
finds the scene.
everything past this she would have lawyered the fuck up in a heartbeat. Either that or broke down and told them everything that they wanted to know. It would be one or two, because this lady is a talker. I mean, she has been talking nonstop for an hour and 13 minutes. And that's at a sped up rate because there's been spots that they've skipped out of. So she's probably close to like 2 hours that she's been sitting there. And I guarantee you they could have found out so much more information if they would have just fucking asked.
I have a serious question, though.
Yeah.
Something that just kind of piqued my curiosity. It's sounding like he was only out of contact for what, like a couple hours? Or like even half a day? And she's already like, hey, I'm worried. Where are you?
Well, that's not as bad as the girl that never even met him that he stood up that said, I'm worried about you. Are you okay?
Yeah, but I mean, again, it just kind of, you're in a relationship. Okay, you're in a relationship with somebody and they're like, hey, I'm going to go over to a friend's house, and then you don't hear from them for a couple hours. And then you're like immediately worried that you haven't heard from them. You try calling them. They don't answer the phone.
And
Okay.
everybody in this man's life was so worried about him immediately. What kind of lifestyle are you living that everybody that knows you is super worried about you when they haven't heard from you in half of a day?
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for my wife, if people didn't hear from me for a
Right.
month, they would be
Yeah.
just like, oh, that's just Shizzy. That's just the way that he
Aside from
is.
the
Yeah.
humans that I live with,
Right.
nobody would think anything of it.
Right.
No, they'd just be like, that's just
Y'all would probably be worried before people that I'm related to would be worried.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen Farrell on, she wasn't on Shizzy's this morning. That's weird.
I mean,
Like,
Yamaha didn't show up to my stream that first Sunday that he was out. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, is he okay? Is he alive? Is he still breathing? I mean, what happened? I have no idea. And of course, Eris said, hey, he just overslept or whatever. I was like, well, and I don't know everybody's relationships on the YouTube because I don't stalk all you motherfuckers. I don't know what you guys are doing on your free time. You could be like
that's
best
my
buds.
job.
I don't know. And so she said, oh, you just overslept. I was like, okay, cool. And then, of course, I don't hear anything after I message him. I'm like, did I say something to piss Yamaha off? I'm sitting there thinking back. I was like, no, I don't think I've ever done anything to piss Yamaha off. Like, is he okay? And then he shows up on a stream and is just like, yeah, I'm still alive. See you, bye.
Oh,
Nope.
was that when his
I was
power and stuff was done?
yeah, he had no power. It's just like, I understand. Okay.
Right.
He's not lying in a ditch somewhere, and I don't have to like
Right.
search party. I don't know where I would send him to, but
Right. That's one thing I do dislike about all of these friendships like that we've made across this is like, unless it's like Volstorm and and Expert, like, I would feel horrible if something happened to one of you guys.
exactly. What and so it makes me really suspicious that everybody's pretty much in the same boat. Is like yeah, we're concerned something's happened to him. It's like, what?
Right.
After okay, he hasn't even been missing for 24 hours and you guys are worried that something happened to him. What kind of shady shit was he into?
Yeah.
That you're all of a sudden concerned about somebody in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, unless you live with them and you're like, dude, my husband didn't come home last night. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
Like, unless they have a history of running out on you or something, you're like, oh, can somebody check the ditches? Like,
yeah. Here's my next question in that vein. So between this and when they went to his apartment for the first time, what's the time delay? Because if I remember the way it was kind of worded from the trial, they waited a couple of days to go to his apartment and found the whole scene.
Monday, Young?
Something
it
like
was...
that.
So this right now she's talking about is Monday that she hasn't heard from him. Okay. So this is her timeline so far. She's saying in this that's really weird. She hasn't heard from him the entire day on Monday, whenever he was supposed to be at work.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Sunday night was the date night with Nettie. Sunday night is when they believe that he disappeared forever because he talked to people.
But she was texting with him on Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night is when he was supposed to go meet up with Michael, which was what he told her. But actually, Nettie was coming over to his house. She was supposed to be there at like 9:00 and didn't.
And they had communication amongst each other.
Yeah, so he had communication with people on Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it was Tuesday morning that she found the apartment.
So yeah, again, if she's
it was like
worried,
40 hours because the diffuser was still going.
So again, if he's been gone this long, or only she's worried about
not even
him
24 hours
disappearing in maybe less than 12 hours, that she's worried that he
well,
disappeared.
Yeah, because she said 8:00 in the morning she was worried.
It's another day and a half, 2 days almost before they even bother to go to his apartment, and they find the scene. They're like, oh shit. Okay, again,
I have questions.
raising some serious red flags here.
Yeah,
And
it's like a bad movie script where things don't tie in, and this is what happens whenever you have people. It's the same way with the whole true crime fucking scene. Okay, you get the true crime that gets in there, and they're just like, oh, this happened or this happened, and this must have happened. Like, stop with your suppositions and look at what you're seeing in front of you. And sometimes you don't have all the facts. Like, I had no idea about this interview that she had with the police, but after seeing this interview, I'm going, so this is what this bitch right here is what they based their entire fucking case on.
okay, so
What she said is what they based their entire fucking case on.
Right. I was looking at Jung's quote there. That apparently was only 12 hours.
Young says, Kaiser, Sadie drives a whole hour to check on him when he hasn't been in touch with her for like 12 hours.
That's my question.
Well, what's the date on this? You can't see it because the thing has popped up, but the date's on the video.
5/19/20 is what it says down there.
Yeah, and the 17th was the last time anybody talked to him.
Okay, so this is only like
almost
later.
Yeah,
well, here's the thing. First of all, they've never found a body to confirm that somebody has been deleted, but she's already assuming that he's been deleted. Another thing that raises a red flag is that they don't know whose blood it is. So why are they automatically suspecting that he's been deleted, or maybe he killed somebody and he's on the run? They haven't dug into that. I mean, it was like all of this stuff in such a short period of time, and why all of a sudden they're just suspecting him of something, and she's even saying he did this. What did he do? He couldn't have done anything because you don't have a body. You don't know whose blood that is that you saw. You had a glance inside of his apartment, and you can pinpoint every single thing that you see is wrong with it, like in a second. But yet you can't even remember half the conversation you had with your daughter, like the night before. It throws up so many red flags, and that the police aren't questioning her, like as a suspect, is what baffles me.
Yeah,
because it's not like women would ever delete a guy. That would never happen, ever. I'm not saying she did. I'm just saying I would make her a suspect. I would be asking some fucking hard questions, and they're not doing that.
Being a suspect just means that you're being in the process of being
no answer, nothing.
Right.
And then
No
this
answer,
morning
no
at 7:30, I just woke up and I just said, "Dave, what's going on?" And I had it in my head that I didn't hear from him. I was just going to go to his house, like I would do to anybody just go check on them, and just and then I'm like, well, is he ghosting me? Like, right? Like, I kind of.
She glanced up the fucking camera whenever she said that. Watch her face, and she'll look up. She keeps looking up at the camera because it's so fucking creepy.
I would do to anybody just go check on them, and just and then I'm like, well, is he ghosting me? Like, right? Like, I kind of walking through all my.
Yep, she keeps glancing up the fucking camera. I'll slow it down, but it's like she's making sure that the camera is getting this stuff. That's what fucking freaks me out. I'm serious. I'm slowing this down because you can just catch it. Watch as she says ghosting, where she just glances up at the camera.
I would do to anybody just go check on them, and just and then I'm like, well, is he ghosting me? Like, right? Like, I kind of walking through.
Yeah, there
You
it is.
see
I
him?
saw it.
Those two glances up at the camera.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that the camera is getting that. Sorry. That's, like I said, something's not fitting on this.
all my scenarios, and then I text my friend Becky, and I'm like, I haven't heard from Leo all, day, and she's like, that's weird, and she's like, have you heard from Zach? And I'm like, a little bit here and there, and she's like, I'm worried, and I'm like, I don't think, I'm like, no, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, it's just weird. And then she's like, well, if you don't hear from him, she's like, what would be 24 hours? And I said 8:30 tonight, and that would have been yesterday. And she's like, well, if you don't hear from him, then you need to, call somebody or do something. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, I don't know his people. I don't know who would I call.
Okay. So she doesn't know his people.
Didn't she just say that she was talking to somebody, like saying that, notice about if he was missing for about 24 hours, and then she says, well, that would have been yesterday, so she waited additionally on top of that?
Yeah, before she goes and shows up.
Yeah, she talked to him for the last time at 8:30 on Sunday, and when she found the scene was 10:30 on Tuesday, the 19th. Yeah.
Oh.
In the morning.
Yeah, not even connected to any of his friends. We don't have any mutual friends on Facebook. Like, you wouldn't even know who to reach out to, So this morning, I remember.
No, Tuesday, all day Monday, she was worried.
Yeah, all day Monday she was Monday the 19th. I don't know. I'm following her train of thought, and her train of thought said that
okay, you're right, Young. All day. Okay, you're right. All day Sunday. So
no, because she
Saturday
said she spoke to him on Sunday because she was there Saturday night. She messaged him on Sunday. That's what she said. She messaged him on Sunday, and they were having in communication. He said that Sunday he was going to be spending some time with one of his friends, and he would text her after he got done with that, and then she never heard from him.
Well, she was worried about him, but she didn't find the scene until the next day, Young.
And then Monday, she texted him in the morning. He didn't respond. She figured he was working. And then Monday night, she was getting a message back from him. On Monday night, she Monday night she never got. Yeah, Monday night she never heard from him, and that's whenever she started getting worried, and she was like talking to her friend. And Jeremy Kipp. I'm sorry, I missed a couple of things. Don't know his people. Don't know what. Blah blah blah.
Call. I have no idea. Not even connected to any of his friends. We don't have any mutual friends on Facebook. Like, you wouldn't even know who to reach out to, So this morning, I remembered, like, he had that friend Jeremy Kipp, and he said, it's like my brother. He's like my buddy. He's like, and he's talked about him before, going on job sites with him before. And so I just reached out to him. I still haven't heard from him.
Now, wouldn't you be a little suspicious of Jeremy Kipp there if you haven't heard from him, a guy that works with him?
Right.
Yeah, a little bit.
No, absolutely right there.
But I just messaged him and I just said, hey, I said, I know you don't know me, but Rosalia told me you guys are really good friends. I was just wondering if you have heard from him. I haven't heard from him. It's not like him. If you have, can you just let me know, or something, and that was this morning that I reached out to his friend. I haven't had any contact with him.
So this is the following morning that she's reaching out to people. So that she's worried about him in less than 12 hours, but she doesn't reach out to anybody in 20. I mean, she doesn't get really concerned within 24 hours. Because this is the 19th. So the 18th, she didn't hear anything from him. The 17th was the Sunday, and she spoke to him, and basically, good night, see you later, bye. On the 17th or on the 18th, she doesn't hear from him the whole day, and then she's starting to worry on the 18th. Understandable, starting to worry a little bit. I haven't heard back from him.
I don't know if it'd be worried or annoyed.
Well, if you were in communication, think about this, Farrell. If you and I were texting back and forth all weekend long, from Friday night, we went out, we had some drinks, and you text me the next morning like, oh, I had a great time last night. It was a good time. We really tied one on. Cool. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Blah blah blah. So we talked to each other the next day, and you're just like, oh, sorry, I might have made an ass of myself because I drank too much, whatever. Then we go into the next day. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna, give me a holler whenever you get off work, whatever. And then next morning you never text me, like, okay, what happened to Farrell? Where did she go? And I send you a message and you don't respond. Oh shit, is everything okay? Maybe I was a real ass, the other night. And then I'd be like, reaching out, Kaiser, hey, you heard from Farrell? And you'd be like, no, I haven't heard from Farrell. If you haven't heard from her in 24 hours, then, let's find out what's going on. This makes sense. I mean, I'm saying all of this would make sense. Yeah. Because it'd be like, no, just don't worry. She's probably just busy and everything's fucking fine. You're being a little pansy ass bitch, and you just need to chill out, Shizzy. Farrell's fine. She's Farrell. She's Farrell. She's got work. She's got kids. She's got things to do.
She's doing Farrell things.
Right. She's doing Farrell things. So if then the next morning I don't hear back from you, it's like, okay, I'm going to start reaching out to all the people that know Farrell. I'm going to be saying, hey, Eris, have you heard from Farrell? I'll be reaching out to Kaiser. I'm going to be reaching out to everyone in any sort of group that knows of Farrell, David, whoever. Like, have you heard from Farrell? Like I said, everything she's saying makes perfect sense. I'm siding with her on this portion of it because it does make sense.
Yeah.
Before that, she came across. Yeah. Well,
kids' mothers. So like, I think they know of me. They don't,
So when you got to Rosara's house, you went to the front door.
So right. So then I parked down.
All right. Here's where we're coming on. Her getting on the scene. Okay. So here's where she comes to the scene. This is on the morning of the 19th because she's here in the evening of the 19th. So this is the morning of this same day. So we're sort of caught up to her timeline.
On the way is because when I first pulled into so I pulled off of 15th into on that end, right? And I could see right away when I pulled in, I could see his truck was parked in this usual spot, and then his Jeep was parked in the usual spot. And I was on the phone with my friend, and I'm like, Doc, both of his cars are here, both of his trucks are here. I'm like, this is weird. I'm like, I'm like really I was freaking out the whole time. Just like,
why are you freaking out? Man. Maybe he just got really drunk or high the night before. Just saying. He's known to do that.
Maybe with another chick.
No, maybe he OD'd. Maybe she knows that, thinking, oh shit,
And she parked weird away from the apartment, which is weird to me.
Well,
yeah, that is true.
She's got those tracking phones and burner phones all in her, piled up in the back seat of her car, and she doesn't want to be traced where she's been.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Mother's intuition.
Just, it's not like him. It's not like him. Something's wrong. I don't know why he would ghost me. And I kept going through that. I'm like, maybe, would he just not talk to me? And she's like, no, see, she's like, I said, this is the last text message we had. I'm like, she's like, was there anything weird? She's asking me all these. I'm like, no. I'm like, we didn't fight about anything. This was a great, this is what he probably.
Wait a second. Didn't she just say that she was worried? Like, we didn't fight about anything. Then why are you texting him going, is everything okay? Did I do something wrong? Are you worried about me? Are you crazy? Why is she talking about her feelings? Because that's all she's got is feelings everywhere. So, a minute ago, she was saying that she was worried that he ghosted her and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know. Was this relationship as tight as she says it? I have so many goddamn questions. She couldn't even tell 911 the address. Oh, that's because she's like a moth to a flame whenever the coke is around.
She said she texted Rebecca on the 15th. So at 3:30 the next afternoon, after she hasn't talked to him, she texted Rebecca. Also, no word from Leo today. Rosalio. That's weird. Maybe he forgot his phone. Then she says, no word from Zach either. That scares me. Have you let Leo know that, or Rebecca said, that scares me. Have you let Leo know that you just want him to check in?
Mhm.
Why would that scare you? Why would Zach and him both not talking to you scare you the very next day?
Yeah, that's a little odd.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you gotta make
Unless
like if you have
unless
access
you knew something was going to happen in a week.
Maybe.
to my phone, this would have been probably like, you know, I don't know. Anyways,
I'm confused. I mean, I'm seriously confused of her relationship with this guy, because it seems like she knows more about him than she does. It's 5 feet from Rosalio's screen door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
I
there
hate
was
to do it,
we
guys,
had
but I'm actually
this
gonna
was
go
a
ahead
great,
and
you know,
go.
like this is what you probably.
What was that, Kaiser?
I'm actually going to go ahead and go. It's about almost midnight here. And
Yeah, it is midnight.
My melatonin is kicking in, and yeah, I am fading fast. I've already dozed off once.
Oh, I'm sorry, brother.
No, it's not your fault. It's me. I'm like, oh, I better catch that so I don't actually do that on stream.
No, that's fine. I'll tell you what, if you're interested, tomorrow I'll be following up on this. So you're more than welcome to join in with Mo and I, and same way with Farrell if she's available.
I gotta work.
Hey, no biggie. You can sit there and
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I say,
just listen.
Yeah, I say I'll just gotta. It's just one of those where, yeah, if I don't go now, I'm gonna fall asleep on stream, and just that'd be, to me, it's unprofessional to me.
Well, don't worry, because I'll be shutting it down here probably in a short bit, because I have another stream.
I was gonna say, we have to be up in a couple hours, Shizzy.
Yeah, I know.
How long are you going?
I'll probably be going for another 15 minutes, and then I'll shut it down.
15.
Yeah. It's not like we're going to get any further, so it just bear with it.
Yeah.
Only wanted to hear, you know, which again makes me think like if you have access to my phone, this would have been probably like, you know, I don't know. Anyways, I just had a feeling that like, you know, and then like something's not right. And then I'm like, okay, I'm like, that stayed on the phone with me. And then I started walking up towards his truck, and then I saw the screen door was open. Like the blinds were open all the way. The screen door was open all the way, like all the way.
Screen door's open.
And I looked at that and like, do I go up? And I didn't go up to there first, and I just went into to the doorway where I would normally go into the apartment building. And I told Becky, so I'm gonna let you go. I'm like, I'm gonna let you go. Something, I'm gonna find out, knock on the door. She goes, okay, call me back. So I walked up to the door, and immediately, like where the wall is to the door, I saw like brown splattered on the wall, and I'm like,
yeah. And if you've seen the crime scene, there's not.
Yes.
If you've seen the crime scene, the way she's describing it is like there's blood splatter all over the place. Like this place has been completely ransacked, and it's just been destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see the crime scene photos, you're just like, Jesus, that's cleaner than my fucking house.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty fucking tidy.
There is some blood spatter, but it's not like they make it sound like it looks like a Jackson Pollock painting on the inside.
Yeah,
of the
but
place.
maybe. Well, and here's the thought: maybe if you're there and you saw something,
yeah,
you might think that you've seen more than you actually saw. Like, yeah, like it could be a much greater catastrophe. You know, it's the same way if you're involved in like an accident. You have this image in your mind of this accident that you're in, and how horrible and horrific it is, because everything sort of slows down, time slows down, and then you go back and you're like, really, that's all that damage that was done to my car was just a bent fender.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I guess it really wasn't as bad. That's why I'm. See, these are the little triggers that are like firing off in my head constantly. Jesus.
I'll do that before. I would have noticed like that on Saturday. You know, I was just there and we just walked in. You know, we used that entrance to walk in from.
So Sadie is the first to see the blood on his door on the 19th. No witnesses say they saw the blood on the 18th.
I know. Yeah. No, the mailman, none of the neighbors, nobody.
And this is on Monday. Nobody saw any of this.
Yep.
Nobody knows his screen door was open on Monday.
Yeah.
Getting tacos. And then I saw little
people
spots
did
on the
notice
door.
people standing on that patio on Monday, though.
No, nobody would be standing on the patio. You would never question those folks.
On this red door, but they were dark spots. And then some drops on the floor. And I'm like, so I knocked on the door really hard and I called his name and I knocked again and called his name. And then I turned the door handle and it was locked. And then I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, something's not right. You know,
Why? Why would you be concerned? I mean, I wouldn't be concerned. Pharaoh's supposed to be at work. She's having gentle.
It's
sweet
Monday.
love. She's having gentle, sweet love with two wonderful men here on the on the YouTubes. She is sandwiched in between both of us and enjoying every minute.
Listen, I don't want to be blamed for you almost getting divorced too.
Yeah,
so
I know. Yeah. Because at this point, I already know I would lose horribly.
I don't know. And I'm scared because I don't really want to know.
Mm-hmm. I get it. It's not a position you want to walk in on.
So I just kind of stood outside for a little bit. And like I said, I noticed that truck that went by a couple times and what's going on? I called my friend and it just said, something's weird is happening.
she called Becky instead of 911.
Yeah.
You just saw blood inside of your boyfriend's
Yep.
apartment.
And you call your girlfriend.
You call your best friend and not a 911.
Yeah, I'm sus. Very suspicious of all of that.
Yeah.
Oh, and yes, again, MLS, thank you very much for obtaining this video, because this is something that, you know, I've dove into for the past few days. And Mo has been here for a good portion of it. But you know, she actually has a life unlike me, and you know, doesn't have a sleep schedule like Farrell, which means that Farrell is, you know, awake when everybody else is asleep. She knows where you live. Just kidding. No, she probably.
I mean, it's true in some cases.
No, and I think this is a good spot to stop, because this is getting into where she starts getting all teary-eyed for no reason. And a couple times, like I said, I've noticed her glancing up at that camera, just those quick glances to make sure that it's still on or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just a nervous tick. Maybe she does like my wife does whenever she starts to cry a little bit and looks up. My wife does that. But with that, what I'm going to do is
See you in the morning.
I will see you in the morning, and we're gonna shut this bad thing down, just like I started it up with a
Fist
bit.
yourself, you fucking idiot!
This content is comprised of sworn statements during a trial and may contain material that some individuals may find offensive or inappropriate. Viewer discretion is advised.